Oh, hang on. I'm not here. Give me just one moment. I apologize. Good job, me. I remembered to do everything I needed to do for this one, except for show up. Naturally. That is what I would do. But yes, we are live. We are back for some more twofold on this Women Wednesday. Also, oh, oh, I'm here. Hang on. I'm here for me, not for you guys. Hang on, which is the important part. I'm here for me, and that's all that matters. Okay, hang on. Do. Oh, wait, where am I? Oh no. Oh, there I am. There I am. I'm here. That just took a really long time for me to pop on in, so I got real scared. Hello, social mechanic. How's it going? Yo, what's up? How's your night been? How's it been going? Mine's been... whenever I ask you guys this when I go to tell you about mine, it's like, it's been okay. I worked. That's what I did. That's what I've been up to today. I just finished working right, and I want my hood up. I just finished working right before I hopped on to stream. That's why, like, listen. Oh, I didn't even put out a schedule this week. I have nothing to be beholden to. I was gonna say, I put, like, 8 p.m. on my schedules as, like, a suggestion, you know? Like, if I can make it at 8, that's awesome. That's what I'm shooting for. But you know what? I didn't even put out a schedule this week, so I'm fine. I have nothing to feel bad about. I've had a good day today. That's awesome to hear. That's awesome to hear. You do anything fun for it? Cause yeah, no, I think literally again, all I did today was like I worked, and I tried to. Oh my gosh, no, I tried to cook up some chicken patties. I was cleaning out my freezer. And oh no, I'm suffering through ads. Give me a sec. No, that's totally fine. It's just a part of life. You know, everything is advertised. I was making some chicken patty stuff because I was cleaning through chicken patty stuff. It's just chicken patties. I was making some chicken patties because I was cleaning out my freezer, and I was like, oh yeah, I put these in here like, you know, like 2 months ago. Like they're just to have like if I ever run out of food and I need something quick to just like throw in the air fryer, like that kind of thing, or like in the toaster oven because that's what I had at the time. So like that kind of thing. And I was like, you know, I'll have these with my dinner. I have some grilled chicken, and some carrots. I'm gonna add these in to have like a good little like spice up the meal, change it up a little bit. And then I took my first bite into it and went, I think I need to throw this away. There's mold on the inside, or something that looked like mold on the inside of these patties, so that's not good. So that's how my day's been. I took a walk with a friend, worked, had some good food for lunch. Oh, let's go. What'd you have? What'd you have? I told you, listen, I told you about how terrible my dinner went. So how'd your lunch go? Got the last of the editing done with my novel too. Wait. Am I allowed to ask what that's about? Obviously, if it's like hush hush, no one should know. We can just step this back. We can pretend like I never asked, but I'm curious. Thai fresh rolls. Oh, that sounds really good. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, no, I just ended up having the little bit of grilled chicken that I had, and then the baby carrots, and I was like, yeah, eating like a king. It really felt like that. Oh, okay. I'm the creator of Why Not Both. Ooh, wait, hang on. My brain is do 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 do. That sounds familiar. Sent you something on Discord that I forgot to send before. Hang on. Oh, I don't think I've ever heard of this one, but it looks really cool. Granted, you said that you finished editing it, so it might not be this thing that I'm looking at. I just realized that this is the thing that's been published for a while, so it's probably a very different thing. So I apologize for that slight little tangent. Sent you something on Discord. Let me pull up what you sent me over there. Do. And then, so I was planning, we talked about it a couple times, but we were talking about doing Pokemon Nuzlocke this week, and I was also talking about like, hey, maybe we could try and stream like 4 times this week. That's super not gonna happen because out of nowhere, my week just got super duper busy starting on Monday. So I just don't think I'll have time. Like, it like literally just things that came up that took up like my entire Monday, my entire Tuesday. So I had to move a lot of work stuff to Friday. But I was like, no matter what, I want to keep the consistent schedule of streaming, you know, the Wednesdays and Thursdays if we can, at least 2 times a week, and we'll fit in other ones when we can. So like next week we'll probably be back to try and stream 3 times. But specifically to finish the A Tithe Blood demo, A Tithe Blood, and then we will be able to do stuff after that. Wait, instantly here today, I think is 4 minutes instant. You know, 4 minutes is instant enough. I think we were talking about this. Was it literally last time? Was it last time we were talking about instant noodles taking 3 to 4 minutes? I think we did. Oh yes, Tracy, if you can't, that's the one thing I forget. That's the one thing I forget because it's not like one of the habits yet. So I did forget to post that in the Alon server. So if you wanted to do that, I would absolutely appreciate it. Obviously, if you're like in class and can't, then I will absolutely do it. You got it, boss. Thank you so much. You're always appreciated. So I think, Seal, you're instant enough for my heart. That's okay. Oh yeah, you're on spring break. So I think I'm too, like, I know that humans are already like creatures of habit, but I feel like I'm more habitual than most people of like, if I have something in my brain, I'm like, this is how it is every single week, then that's just how it's always going to be for me. Because we've talked about you being on spring break a couple of times, and it just didn't like stick in my head. I can speak. I'm okay. It's okay. It's a Yuri visual novel. Ooh, oh wait, that's awesome. That's awesome. I guess I was going to ask how like far along you're going, but you did just say that you finished editing it today, so that's awesome to hear. Let's go. Oh, I love the Please Be Happy music. No, so do I. That's why I like always make it the background music for this kind of stuff, because like not only are we doing Studio Lawn things, consistently, like it's just such pleasant music to have in the background. Like I don't think anyone's gonna pop in and be like, ew, what is this? Even if you don't know what it's from, people are gonna be like, this is some pretty good music. Oh my gosh. Also, I'm very sad. I just looked over at the YouTube title. Is it the same way on Twitch? Hang on, let me check this really quick. Because for some reason, I was like, I feel like just putting 1,000 spaces in the title for both of these things. And they didn't stick! They didn't stick! Oh no! Yeah, no. I was just trying to see how long I could make a title for these videos on both YouTube and Twitch. And I guess the way that people get around that is by taking away all of the spaces. So yeah. With your permission, I could send you the trailer. It's on Steam and Itch, but I'll understand. I'm not trying to... No, absolutely, because, listen, I'm super duper down to check this out. If you wanted to, like, we could pull... Since it's like a trailer, either I could pull it up on here, or I could just watch it in my own time, whichever one you would prefer. Especially since we're still in the half-hour, 45-minute long yap session before we actually get into anything, so I'm super down to check it out now, if you're okay with that. Oh, let's pull this up. Hang on. Badoop. Yes, I am old enough. Hang on, let me pull... Badoop. Ooh. So yeah, are you okay if we do be watching it right now? You're old enough? Wowzers. I know. I'm... Listen, what am I not old enough for? I'm withering, I'm decaying, I can feel my body shutting down as we speak. I'm fine with that. Awesome. Then yeah, let me just get things working out in OBS, and then I'll do that. You're not old enough to retire? Listen, it has nothing to do with age, it is simply money. If I had the funds, I would be out of here already. Or rich enough. Yeah, see, it's the rich enough part. That one's true. I'm not rich enough. Doop. Over here into here. Wait, and now I can... Oh my gosh. I still have all of the things. Every single image that we put on screen for the A Tithe Blood announcement, I still have all of those set up in OBS, so it's just like a wall of, like... I had to scroll for so long to get past everything. Dark is not 67 years old quite yet. Getting close though. Oh, in my heart. Oh no. Oh my gosh. What was I? I was talking to a friend about high school not that long ago, and I had a crushing realization uh, that it's been over 6 years since I've been in high school, and it's like, oh no, I'm so old. I can feel my body. It's like shriveling up. I can see the wrinkles on my face. Or like, listen, hang on. Let me grab me. Do you guys see it? You guys see all these wrinkles I've got going? My hair's already white. It's grayed out already. Look how ancient I am. My mom actually told me, how do you feel now that next year you're going to become a quarter of a century year old? That's happening for me this year. Unironically, I'm not ready for it. I feel like 25 is going to hit me harder than 30 does, just because it does have like that concept around it of like, you can be like, I'm a quarter of a century old now. And you know what? Not to get too dark or existential, most of us probably aren't living to 100 yet. So it's like, oh no, I'm more than a quarter of the way through my life already. It's felt so short. Hang on. I forgot one of the parts of the border. There we go. This is my setup for specifically when we're doing computer stuff and reacting to it. Where... Where'd my thing go? Where'd my thing go that we could use? Oh, there it is. Hang on. No, I don't want to watch the FNAF 1 through 4 all phone calls with subtitles. Silly. Oh, there we go. Okay, hang on. I feel like if we full screen this, it should fit into the borders beautifully. Hang on, let me pull it over here. Wait, not to get too dark. To Bender, and especially not to Zero. Yes, not to be all of that, but yeah, no, it feels weird. I'm going to be so old. You guys are going to be like telling me like to take it to like the retirement home grandpa, all that kind of stuff is going to be like, oh my gosh, what's this boomer talking about? Listen, I've been having so many like back in my day moments, and it's like, oh my gosh. Oh, I think the thing that we were also talking about was we were talking like adults are so silly. Remember when we had like those animal shaped like rubber bands that we'd put on our wrist, and teachers would get mad at us thinking that we were like selling them to each other, and they equated it to like drugs and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, adults are so stupid. Wait, is that gonna happen to me in a few years? Is that what's gonna happen? Is it like just a switch in your brain just flicks on and suddenly you're just an old person now? I'm not ready for it. Oh, those, I forgot. Yeah, I like took a little while to like remember those too, because like we were talking about, I was like, as soon as it like clicked in my head, I was like, oh my gosh, no. We had to have a school-wide assembly of all the grades telling us, like, again, that is like the equivalent of like selling drugs to each other, and to not bring them to school anymore, otherwise they will be confiscated and never given back. So like, again, it's like, oh my gosh, how much more time do I have with my functioning brain before suddenly I'm like those adults, you know what I mean? So, fun thoughts. That happened during high school with fidget spinners. Thankfully, fidget spinners really didn't like kick off where I live. Like, you know, they were a thing, like a couple people had them, but no one really cared up until I got out of high school, and then they kind of blew up around me. That's when everyone was like, here's my collection of unique individual fidget spinners, instead of just like being like the dollar store kind of thing, you know? But yeah, anyways, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump on into this trailer, because I'm curious. Also, I apologize if this blasts your eardrums out. It's a possibility. I have no control over that right now, but we'll see. Hang on, based off of that, how did that sound to you guys? Is it too loud, too quiet? How are we feeling? What's the vibe? There was sound. Yeah? Was maybe a tiny bit quiet? Okay. Oh, shoot, hang on. It's at full volume on my computer, so hang on. I mean, hang on. I guess I could... Hang on. I'm gonna... What's the A asterisk tiny? What does that mean? I can just turn it up on OBS. That's the smarter option instead of blowing my eardrums out. Okay. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Now how's it sound? Now how's it sound? Ba-doop, ba-doop, ba-doop. There we go. Send it back to the beginning. Good, awesome, excellent. Yeah, no. It's already maxed out on like my browser, so I was like, I guess I just gotta like turn up the volume on my computer. That's not gonna be a fun idea. Because then it's just gonna again deafen me while you guys listen to it at normal volume. And I was like, I have OBS, I can just do it there. Awesome, awesome, awesome. But we are good. Boop. Oh, I love the painted backgrounds look so pretty. Not, not the heart in the question mark. That's adorable. That's so cute. The studio icon is gorgeous, by the way. No, for real. The studio rally, that was like such a cute logo. I can't. Oh, Aspen, already perfect. Best name, best character right there already. Can't get over how much I like the look of these backgrounds. Oh my gosh. Join these women as they confront the complexities of identity, desire, and love. Ooh. Also, the background music right now, like the stuff for this trailer, like, I'm like, you could just like put this on in the background, like it could like work as like good motivational music to like get stuff done. Coming spring 2025? Wait, that's this one. That's this spring. Hang on. Hold up, what are you talking about? That's so soon. It releases May 15th? Oh my gosh. That's... Hey, this is the wrong screen. Sorry about that. That's insane. Yeah, no, that looks really, really good. That looks really good. No, that looks really, really good. I can already hang on. I just went away from this, but let's go back to this screen. You know what? I feel like she's gonna be my favorite character. I don't know what it is, just the vibes I'm getting. Whoa, it releases on my birthday. Listen, Seal, it sounds like you got a good birthday present then. Also, happy... Hang on, I want to check. How many days are there in April? Happy a month minus a day birthday. Happy that. What natural thing to celebrate. Let me just move all this stuff back on over here. But yeah, no, that looks really good. And it's coming... Gosh, there's too many good visual novels coming out over the course of the next little while. There are too many things dropping. I don't... Oh, we're gonna play them all. We're gonna play them all eventually. Happy Mensiversary. Agreed. I second that, Tracy. Thanks, I'll finally be a year away from becoming old. It's the penultimate before old age. Meniversary is like anniversary, but Meniversary is an anniversary, but for a moth? Oh, month. Okay. I was so lost there by like what you meant. Like, why does a moth have a different anniversary than we do? That's not how that works. That makes so much more sense. I feel like I need your dyslexia to come back. Listen, unironically, if my dyslexia was kicking in right there, I would have just read it as a month because that would have like made more sense in my brain. But I feel like with anniversary and month, it would be like moniversary. I feel like that'd like sound, you know? I will say that Why Not Both has a positive polyamorous representation, and it's set for a solar punk future. Though I'm biased, it does have dope chill hop soundtrack. Listen, also, you're allowed to be biased. Like, is anyone gonna look at you and be like, how dare you like the thing that you, like, you're a part of, that you're making? Like, no one can do that. But yeah, no, the soundtrack in the background, I'm like, oh, I could jam to this. Not like this could like something you put on like the background again of like while you're working on something, or like if you need like to get like the motivation to like go through the day, or like a long car drive. It's stuff like that. Listen, if you don't love what you create, clearly there's stuff that needs changing. Wait, you have dyslexia? I have uh what I've been told by dyslexic people is dyslexia, but I've never been like officially diagnosed. Cause it's just like the amount of times I'll like again with like the moth and month thing, like the fact that like I there's a 90% chance I would have read that as month instead of moth. It's just stuff like that where like people who are dyslexic who have watched the streams will just like hit me up after and be like, "Hey, are you like dyslexic? Like I didn't know that about you. Like that's crazy." And I'm like, "I didn't think so till right now until I was having this conversation." It's just one of the many perks of reading a lot on stream is that like people start to understand. Wait, don't take that the I figured. Listen, that's totally fine. Again, I've had a lot of people um kind of prescribe things to me since I started streaming. I've had a lot of people come be like, "Hey, again, like this dyslexic, like, are you dyslexic? Like, have you been like diagnosed with that?" I was like, no, I haven't, but I wouldn't be surprised. So it's okay. We understand them out. Yeah, no, we totally get it. I was not gonna take offense to that at all. So you are all good. Um, but yeah. So again, it's just a lot of like when you start reading, because like when you're sitting like reading a book or something, unless you like go back to read something, I feel like it's really hard to like notice that you messed it up in any way. So it wasn't until I start and like even like recording visual novels, like when people aren't like around in it, um there's no one to be there like, "Hey, you like read that word wrong," like point it out to me in the moment. So like up until I started streaming, which what was the first game that we streamed? I think it was Bup, 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 bup. It was either a head well lost or without a voice. I think. Hang on, now I'm curious. But it was one of those games where people first started bringing up the idea to me. I was like, I probably am. If Dark didn't vibe with that kind of comments, I wouldn't have joked about it. Yeah, exactly. See, as long as it's not like mean spirited or like insensitive jokes, I'm fine with it. We're here to goof around. We're here to have a good time. I love Without a Voice. It's so freaking good. Like I've been getting a hankering ever since we started doing like the demo for A Tithe in Blood to be like, I want more dark fantasy. I need a lot more dark fantasy in my life. So I was like, replaying Without a Voice would be a great time. I love Cannibalism Yuri. No, for real, it's so based. I think we talked about not too long ago, but Ebi Hime also has a Yuri cannibalism visual novel, and I'm like, I need the time. I need the time because I want to play that right now. That kind of thing. I really, really want to. Oh my gosh, wait, no. It looks like the first visual novel that we played uh was First Snow. Yeah, that's crazy. That oh my gosh, wait, no. Hang on. We can't count First Snow. We can't do that because for some reason First Snow, which for those who don't know, Twofold is a sequel to First Snow. So they're connected. Um, but First Snow, just for some reason, did not work with OBS, specifically like streaming to YouTube. I don't know what it was, but every single time it would go live on YouTube while playing that game, the stream would just crash. Like the longest I ever got to work for was 26 minutes. But like all the other times I got it booted up, it'd go for here's a minute, here's 34 seconds, here's 4 minutes. So it had to be a complete Twitch exclusive thing, which sadly those VODs are gone for now. But I also did download them. I just don't. There was some issue with it. I don't remember what it was, but there was like an issue. I think I only was able to like download one of them before they all vanished, and I was so sad because it's so good. But then after that, it was the Headwell Lost. Also, God, I look looking back at these, it's so tragic. All of the Headwell Lost parts. I think the Headwell Lost was like an 11-part series. The first, what is that? 6 thumbnails are all the Headwell Lost 1, and then the next 2 are the like 7 and 8 are all labeled number 2. And then finally, I decided to be a real streamer, and I started adding the appropriate numbers to the episode that we were on. Crazy how it took me Like 6 months to do that. Insane. I'm so good at this. Oh, but no, I also really want to reread the Head Well Lost. But that's just the issue of like, oh, first, let's go seal your first over here. Listen, you're always going to be first in my heart. Again, I need to try to figure out a way. I don't know if you were here when we were talking about it, but there's a redeem that I want to do on Twitch for when you're the first person here, and like the first person, like the whoever redeems it first is the only one who can redeem it for the entire stream. And I wanted to call it the seal redeem because I just think that'd be funny. That is exclusively the reason. I've been wanting to read it so bad. Me too. Like I feel like that's just like I love streaming and like recording and all that kind of stuff, but like the only obvious issue that comes with that is that you're then not really able to do this kind of stuff, like read other visual novels without like streaming or recording or anything like that. So it's like I need to find the time to like kind of like, okay, here's like an hour long if I want to record it, or like a couple hours long if I want to stream it, like that kind of thing, which is hard to do a lot throughout the week. But at the same time, it's so fun. But it's also just like I'll get to these when we have time. Um, which again, it's just like we have so many good visual novels coming up. So like that's why I want to try streaming 2 to 3 times a week. I think a good way for me to balance it in the week would just be to do like, here's one week we're going to stream twice, here's another week we'll stream 3 times. I also want to start incorporating like other games. Like I've talked about the Pokemon Nuzlocke a couple of times, but that's getting pushed out a couple of weeks because again, next week we're going to probably be streaming only 3 times, and we're going to be finishing the demo as the third stream of the week kind of thing. So we'll figure this thing out. I'll get it all sorted. By the way, Dark, I don't want to self-promote or anything, but if you're interested in streaming Why Not Both before its release date, let me know. I don't know what the protocol is for contacting people about these sort of things, lol. No, that's so fair. I would be super down to do it because I'm also like, I'm not really sure what the appropriate thing for your side to do is either. So like, yeah, no, like I'm super down because I'm totally fine with it because it's like pertains to this and you're not like taken away from like the stream or anything, so I'm pretty fine with it. So yeah, no, I'd be super duper down to do that. I think that'd be a ton of fun. The seal also, thank you so much for the offer. Thank you so much for that. The seal redeem sounds so interesting. See, I thought you'd like it. I thought you'd like the idea. Unfortunately, I think I haven't read any Ebihibe visual novels yet. I need the money for them. That's that's so fair. Yeah, again, for me, it's just like finding the time to actually like record or stream them, cause I like doing that. Especially since I already have like the next couple that I'm recording on my other YouTube channel figured out. Also, my computer's completely full, so I'm never gonna get around to these projects for so long. But like I'm still working my way through the Fate visual novel. I actually need to get back to doing that, so I need to get stuff off my computer so I can do that. And then I'm trying. Oh, what was the name of it? I think it was JSAT. I have it bookmarked. It's Just Blue, Slow Damage, the one that Addy recommended. Did we talk about that on stream? I think we talked about that on stream. I don't remember. Regardless, it's gonna be the first boys love BL visual novel that I'll ever read, so that'll be a ton of fun. But we're super not streaming that game because there is Yaoi. Yeah, it's gonna be the first Yaoi that we read. I know, crazy. Well, a complete, I mean, I guess it's not like a complete like 180 from this, but it's like, it's gonna be a change of pace. It's gonna be a ton of fun though, I think. But yeah, no, we're super not gonna be streaming that one. Because there's far too many explicit scenes. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm definitely going to need to censor a lot of this. So we're not gonna be recording that at all. Oh, hello Yggdra, how's it going? How's your night been? Welcome in. We're just talking about boy love visual novels, so specifically Just Blue. So if you've ever read that one, I read the sad story of Emmeline Burns. I've probably heard of that one because I do. If that one's by Ebihime, I've probably heard of that one because I do follow them on everything because I want to read their stories so bad. Of the sad story of Emmeline Burns. Okay, yeah, it is an Ebihime one. Yeah, as soon as I clicked on it, I was like, no, I've heard of this before. Excellent, excellent. Oh wait, I have read several Ebihime visual novels. Yeah, how'd you enjoy them? How were they? Cause again, I follow them on everything because I love visual novels and I want to read more of them. So they're definitely on the list of things that I want to do. Yaoi, hello. You've actually never read a BL novel before? Like, I listen again. We just talked about it. I also haven't, so that's totally fair. Yaoi mentioned yes. Hello, Possum. Welcome, welcome. Sorry. Don't you just love getting COVID and you still have a cough over a month later? Great times. Um, I just finished my lunch and sneaked out. Lol. Nice, nice. How was it? How was your lunch? Glad you could be here. Glad you could sneak out and be here with us. Yaoi mentioned, yeah, no, again, sadly, I think it'd be a lot of fun to stream it, but there's simply physically no way I could because so I looked it up, okay? I'm not gonna tell too much of the story because I want to save it for when I'm actually playing it. Well, for when I'm playing it, again, not on stream. But the very, very, very first image you look up that like gets pulled up when you look up this game, I had to go, oh, that's why I was told not to stream this game. So, or you could stream it and just have it censored the entire time. Listen, unironically, okay, here's how we do it. Here's how we do it. How would we lay this out? Because I was gonna say we could potentially try it where I record it so that I could put up like, the slightly censored version on YouTube, like on my other channel, while also streaming the audio so that people could be here live for the journey through it. But then the only issue with that is I'd have to have two instances of OBS open at a time. And because of the computer I'm on, I think recording it and streaming it to two different places would probably murder my computer. It would just be manslaughter at that point, and I would feel bad about it. So, and that would be, but also, what a crazy thing. The last stream I do for months as I try to get my computers fixed would be like just us streaming through a game that we simply shouldn't be, you know? I read Embraced by Autumn and Dreamy Planet. They are pretty good. I have Blackberry Honey in the lineup to read next. I need to get to it. I need to get to it. Again, that's why we need to stream more. That's why I need to find the time to stream more so we can start getting to all these other games. Cause as I'm like reading through the titles, I'm like just like remembering like scrolling through their Twitter page and just being like, yeah, this is so good. Like all these looks awesome. So yeah, yeah, I need to do it. I need to do it. I'm sad I missed out on the physical edition of Blackberry Honey. No, I love. Listen, this is gonna sound so sad, but like, I mean, it's not gonna sound that sad because I haven't read it yet. But I love getting my hands on physical media. So if there was an option at some point for physical versions of these jokes, I mean, not these jokes. Why did I? Oh, it's because I read joke. Wait, did I? Yeah, I did. It was in Seal's comment for these visual novels. I love getting physical versions of things. So like if I read it and liked it, I'd be like, oh no, I can't get the physical stuff. No. Manslaughter, it'd be murder. I count it as manslaughter because it's not the first PC I've killed. Um so currently, because my main gaming PC, which is what we used to stream on, that like functions very well, is dead. It's just a corpse laying across my desk. And then directly under the PC I'm working on now, which is my old work PC that we stream on, below it is lying another dead computer. Granted, that one is significantly older. I think I got that one when I was like 14. 14. So that one being dead is fair. It's just that like, why haven't I gotten rid of it? I don't know. I don't usually hoard stuff. Like as soon as like something like is like broken beyond repair and I don't have like sentimental value to it, I just kind of get rid of it. But I just looked and I was like, I don't care to have this anymore. Why do I still have it? Care to elaborate? About which part? The corpse laying across my desk part, the dead computer under my computer. Like which part do you need me to re-elaborate on? Add AI censoring to your stream while playing the game. Joke. Listen. Um, Even like regardless of like the rants I've had against AI, Imagine a singular moment where that messes up and you just have several schlongs slapping across the screen. I don't. Is there coming back from that? Like, do I not just. Would I just not get banned off of both YouTube and Twitch the instant that happens? Like. So I would simply be too scared about it. Just Bender sitting in the middle of a black screen reading to us. Listen, listen. I mean, I used to have a YouTube channel where I would read like horror stories, and like, granted, there'd be something on screen. It'd be like a JPEG, but like, it's not too far off from things I used to do. So like, listen again. If y'all want it, if y'all are here, again, we could just again, the plan was to record it instead of stream it so I could censor it. But if y'all want it read live, just with a black screen instead instead of a game, I'm down for it. I'm down to play. So that could be a fun time. Do. Just had to check a couple things. YouTube was lagging there, especially hard for just a second, but we look like we should be all good. But yeah, no, I think that could be a ton of fun. Mostly just because, like, I've realized I still like to record things because it's like a very different vibe from when you're recording things as opposed to like streaming it. But like being able to like talk and yap with people while we're going through stuff, like, sure, it takes a long time. Mostly because, like, think about like the last twofold stream we did. We got through 2 scenes in 3 hours, which, granted, that's not as bad as the Tithe and Blood demo where we got through 1 scene in, I think, also 3 hours. But it's also so fun. Like, I love doing it. If I didn't like yapping with y'all so much, then I just wouldn't do it. I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna finish this scene and then I'll talk to you guys. That kind of thing. How long was the Tithe and Blood demo? I think it was. Okay, no, oh, well, never mind. I misread it. I thought it said 2 hours, 9 minutes. Never mind. It is 3 hours, 9 minutes, and we got through 1 scene. We got through, listen, when we did the 2.5 hour A Tithe and Blood demo update, we did that in 2.5 hours, but we got through 1 scene, yapping for a while at the beginning, and Q&A at the end. And we covered more in less. Professional yapper, yeah. Yeah, I think I do fall into that category pretty well, because like the amount of times, Tracy, you'll have to be like, hey, we're 45 minutes in, maybe we should get to the thing, and I go, oh my gosh, it's already been 45 minutes, that's crazy. But again, I have a fun time doing it, otherwise we wouldn't be doing it. Girl, you should have seen us during the Undertale stream, Lamau. Do you mean the pre or like during? Because like before we actually started playing it, that was another instance of like almost a straight hour of us talking, wasn't it? Hang on, I can just check that really quick. Let's see how long it took us to actually get to the game. And you know my voice, gross. I would never want to subject anyone to that. Oh no, we actually did really good like starting the game. It only took 34 minutes. But yeah, no, during. I love that stream though. No, that stream was so much fun. I had a great time playing that with you again. I mean, playing it with you, so I look forward to doing it again. I combined those 2 sentences in my brain. So, yeah, no, I do be looking forward to more of that. Yeah, once 30 minutes passed, I just told you, what if we start, Lamau? And then, I was like, yeah, what if we just did, huh? Like, that's always a possibility. But speaking of starting, how do you guys feel about getting started into Twofold? Because I realized this today. I only have 1 more thumbnail made, so we kind of have to get this done, like, right now. You know? We just have to get through Acts 2 and 3 of Caprice's story right now. So that's because I can't be, you know... Again, we just went over my history of I used 1 thumbnail for 6 different streams. I can't be bothered to add a new number. Are you kidding me? That sounds like so much work. But yeah, with that being said, let's just get on into it. Let me... Oh no, what? Oh, I had the Please Be Happy music muted for you guys. There we go. Let me just quickly unmute the game. Because again, I just feel so powerful with this ability. Tracy, ever since you showed me the audio mixer, I just feel so strong. Also, is this a good volume for you guys? If you don't change the number, it still counts as the same stream, right? You know what? I didn't think I could literally put it like, here's Twofold part 9, and then we're gonna be like Attack on Titan, whereas the final episode part 1, final episode part 2, final episode special episode. So, you know, I could just do that. I could just do that. Also, why is my neck broken? Help, help. Okay, we're good. We're good. Sounds good. We'll have to hear voices, though. I think there's... Boop. Voice.
Hi. My name's Olive.
There we
I
go.
like taking care of my plants and cooking. I work at a small diner called... Oh, that's enough?
Wait. Olive just yaps at us? Hang on, I didn't know that was a thing. Wait.
Can everyone hear this okay? Whew, I thought the mic was off again. Wait, it is on, right?
I didn't know that this was a thing! That they all have, like, specific lines just for this. Because, like, normally, like, in other, like, visual novels, it'll be like, hey, we're just gonna have a character say one of the lines that they already have recorded. That's so funny. So when Olive just kept talking after, like, saying, like, the plant thing, I was like, I remember them saying that part, but then they just kept going. I was like, oh my gosh, they just be yapping over here. That's crazy. Hi, Olive. Hi, Olive. Hi, Caprice. Hi, Olive. I do love the excitement that comes with seeing all the characters. They are pretty great, to be fair, so it's completely understandable. I love them. I think PBH did something similar. I don't recall. Oh, if so, to be fair, at some point, we're going to be replaying through Please Be Happy, because I think I've talked about this before. The original run I did of Please Be Happy on my YouTube channel was the most cursed thing ever. Every technical issue that you could think of on the planet hit that series only. Granted, it was semi nice, because it was like a lightning rod. I'm so sorry, Mike, I didn't mean to punch you. It was like a lightning rod of tech issues, because every series that I recorded around Please Be Happy, perfectly fine. Not a single technical issue on the planet could stop those other series. Well, that's because it'd be like, here's episode 7 of Please Be Happy. My audio didn't record. The game audio didn't record. Uh-oh, why did a microphone that's like inside of the computer turn on? I didn't know I had like that kind of thing. So it'd be like, just like the every single issue, or like the gameplay just wouldn't like actually record, like nothing like that. Like, it was cursed. It was cursed. So I want to redo it over here on stream at some point when we have a chance, and do a non-cursed playthrough. Also, I want to get the Platinum Trophy on PlayStation, because I have it 100%ed on Steam, and I want 100% all... I want to get the Platinums for all of the Studio Lawn games that get put over there. So... All right, what does Millie say? Sorry, we're definitely not starting yet. we're gonna listen to what everyone has to say before actually getting into it. I apologize. Hospital chaperoner B9NJY. Wait, oh, restricted. Oh, did that? I don't think that popped up for you guys. Oh, let's go. I don't think it did, at least.
1, 2. Is this working? I'm not sure it's on. Haley, can you check?
That was so cute. I miss Millie. Hi, Millie. Hi, Haley. Oh my gosh, the coolest person around. What do you got to say? Probably the raddest line ever.
Testing. 1, 2, 3. La 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 la. Yeah, everything seems to be working well enough. Volume okay?
Yes, your volume's perfect. Haley? Hey, wait. Haley question mark? Why the Haley question mark? Oh, because it was mentioned in Billy's recording. Hi, Haley. Haley, my beloved. Haley, hi. Hi, Haley. Hi, hello. Hi, hello. Hi. I'm glad that we can come together as a collective and appreciate Best Girl Haley. I'm glad that we can do that.
Hello? This is Allison Merlot. Can you hear me all right? Is this thing working? This stupid... Oh, you can hear me?
Oh, what's Wallace gonna say? Probably something enlightening.
Testing. I guess this'll do. Can I go now?
Hang on. Wallace doesn't command much presence despite his towering appearance. That's it. That's awesome. You know, it's funny that, Tracy, you constantly call Wallace the evil and intimidating horse when his character description is that his presence doesn't command much, you know? So, Haley is so cool. I wish the color orange was real. Oh, so agreed. I look forward to hearing Heather. Wait. Hang on. Is my cursor on screen? I'm not on the game. Guys, no. I didn't realize I was on the screen. I was on the wrong thing. Professional. I'm a professional. What can I say? Hang on, do I have the wait. My frame. It's working good enough. That's good for me, Lamau, lol. I love that. I love that so much. That was the most me thing to do. Not be like on the game for like 10 minutes and not realize that it's not actually pulled up. Tracy, thank you.
Yo! Can you hear me okay? I'm used to working around a lot of noise, so I can speak up if you need it.
Also, I don't know how this is gonna sound, but not Haley. Tracy's hair is so rad. I don't know, I love this style so much. And here I thought it was just you building suspense. Nope, it's just me being a little dummy. That is all.
I'm terrible at filling out time. Hello? Testing. 1, 2. That'll work, right? That's about all I got in me.
Wait, did I say Tracy instead of Tanya? Oops, Freudian slip. Tracy's hair is probably pretty rad too. You know what? Yeah, Tracy, you probably got some pretty rad hair. Let's be honest. Oh! Hello, Nora. How's it going? Thank you so much for the stream. And thank you so much for trusting me with your community. How's it going, everyone? How'd your stream go? What were you playing? Wait, Nora, that one Ruby fan _ Bumblebee. Hi. Ooh, whoops. Didn't mean to copy Streamlabs. Ace Attorney? Oh, how was that? I've never played Ace Attorney, but it's one of the 1,000 things that I've always wanted to do. How was that? Fire? Oh, which one are you playing? Because aren't there like a dozen Ace Attorneys? Which one you're playing? Also, I want a preference that if you are tired or need to take a break or can't stick around, absolutely don't feel like you need to, because, you know, you gotta take care of yourself. But if you do, I appreciate you sticking around. We were playing the first one. Ooh, that is available on Steam, right? Need food and sleep, so I'm gonna bounce. Yeah, no, that is absolutely fine. You gotta take care of yourself. Oh, the shout-out thing worked? Oh, that's excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you. Was that Moobot or was that Tracy? I think I had it set for Moobot to do that. So, yes, please, everyone, give Nora a follow. Please do. It was me. Thank you. Thank you so much for doing that. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Bye. Thank you so much for the raid. Have a great rest of your night. But yeah, no, thank you so much for doing that, Tracy. I was like setting up to like see like if I needed to do it, but I was like, I think I have the bot set to automatically do it, but then it wasn't popping up, so I got scared. We actually raided someone else, but they ended stream literally the second raid was supposed to start. Wait, hang on, you can double up on raids? Cause let me tell you, I think we've successfully raided once? I think it was one time. I think we successfully raided one time. Either every stream I would go into, I would misspell something by one letter and it would fail, or we'd go into it and the stream would be like on the just ended screen, or we'd raid in as the streamer's saying goodnight, you know? So I didn't know you could like bounce from like stream to stream. That's awesome, because I'm definitely gonna need that. Definitely gonna need that twice. Once during the Bellflower Relay and another time last Undertale stream. Oh yeah. You're saying twice. Okay. Can you imagine the amount of embarrassment that would have just flooded my system like a tidal wave through my body if I had done it wrong during the Bellflower Relay? I think that would have been the last time anyone would ever see me on the internet. I would simply scrub my existence off of it. So I think it was because it was so perfectly timed. The raid started, but we just didn't end stream. So yeah. Because, yeah, for like those who don't know, well, even after I stream into somebody else, it's still going on my end until I stop it. So that would make sense that you'd have the ability to then raid again. I'm definitely gonna need to do that, because again, the amount of times we've streamed into raided into somebody as they're saying goodbye, I feel like it's a talent. It's like a special ability of mine to pick them out specifically. And we were the only 2 people, so maybe if there were more people, it wouldn't have sent them. I feel like it would still send through because I don't know why the amount of we were the only 2 people, so maybe if there were more people, it would have sent them. I'm not sure how that would work. Like, yeah, you could convince me why that would be how it worked, but like my brain's like, I don't know. Also, I want to move myself slightly over. Hang on. There we go. And a little bit down. I do love that my head's just constantly phasing through your guys' comments. Yeah, because it sent the raid though, but because we were the only people in stream, we just went back and did a different. Oh, that's what you mean. What is Twofold? I'm curious. Twofold is a visual novel made by Salty Studios and produced by Studio Lawn's Bell House. About all it, I guess, like I'm trying to figure out like a succinct way to summarize everything. We have all of the main character who's struggling to get through college. So the main point is like you pick between 2 different clubs, the art club and the writing club, and you just kind of see like basically the same story from 2 different, not really the same story, but like the same kind of events from 2 different angles based on who you pick, because the main conflict is between Millie and Caprice. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the subscribe, Social Mechanic. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Also, next week, I'm going to be starting to implement the emotes for everyone who follows, everyone who like subscribes. Everyone's going to start getting some emotes from us because those are done and I want to start doing it. So I'm excited. But yeah, no, it's a good time. I love it. And right now, we just discovered that because like, there's a voice settings where you, and like a lot of visual novels will be like, here's just like a line that's pre-recorded, and you'll just play like whatever volume set it at. But they have it set up like kind of like a blooper thing where the characters all have unique things of them being like actually like, hey, I'm in like in a recording studio, like what am I being loud enough? Like, is this good? So I hope you enjoy it, and thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get on with Heather.
Testing. Can you hear this okay? Check. How about now? Hope that didn't scare you.
I honestly would have loved it if Heather was just like, no, I'm just gonna read this as quietly as possible, just to be annoying, just for the sole sake of like, if you went to Heather to try and like test your audio for everything, you're just wrong. It just doesn't work.
Oh, sure, I don't mind helping out. Let's see here. Check 1, check 2. Is that all you wanted? Feel free to shout if you need me again.
Oh, that was perfect, August. That was perfect. Hi, Heather. I wish them well. Oh, I love Heather XD. I'm glad to have Heather fans in the chat, because as much as I joke about them being the worst, Heather's great. Heather's so good.
Oh, I'm basically a pro at this thing now. Ahem. Hi there, I'm Charlie, and I'll be helping with the volume check today.
Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate it.
I hate being put on the spot like this. Hope this is coming through okay. I'm not sure what else you want from me here.
Not me. Every single time I'm helping someone set up their audio and they ask, does this sound good? And then I have to be like, can you please say a little bit more? Can you please just say a little bit more? I need you to say words for me to tell. Oh, but we have, and how dare they say etc. instead of the main guy, the main man. Additional voices provided by ... Natalie Von Sistine, Register Scion, Professor Student Milo, the actual Mr. Mo. Wait, it also says who's the VA? Yeah, it says all the VAs right there, the character voices. That would be very in character for, yeah, that'd be like the most in character thing for Heather. That's why I was like, I hope it sticks to that, because the way I was starting, I was like, ooh, wait, this is so good. This is the most character thing ever. So I would have loved that. I mean, she is terrible, but I still love her. Lol. No, exactly. That's what makes her great. That's what makes her great, is she's just unapologetically the worst. But I forgot Scion voiced Mr. Mo. Did we talk about that before, Tracy? Because we've talked a lot about how we want the Scion cut of every Studio Lawn thing like ever produced or ever made. Have we talked about the fact that they're voiced by Scion? Yes. Okay. I just want to make sure. Because I was like tickling in the back of my brain. But I was like, have we already talked about that? Oh wait, never mind, I'm silly. Scion Cinematic Universe, exactly. Again, who wouldn't pay to go through all of these visual novels with Scion voicing every character in the exact same voice? It would be magical. Thank you so much, Scion. You are a blessing upon us all. Oh, I would love to see behind the scenes of the Studio Lawn project. Oh, no, that would be so fun. Like, unironically, I hope that like they're all kind of like this. That'd be so good. Because I don't think I've actually like played around in the voice settings outside of like the Tithe Blood demo when I was just making sure everything was working good. This is the first time we've actually checked it, because I was like, we need to check if the voices work. Might as well. So, bloop. But yeah, with that being said, we can finally start it now. I must stick out like a sore thumb in this room full of nonchalant students as the professor passes around the stack of handouts.
I know we're a ways off, but I like to assign the final for this course relatively early.
Oh my gosh, this voice sounds so familiar, like a cat of some kind. While my peers' eyes largely seem to glaze over, I find myself desperately clinging to every word.
I don't think this is a hard class, but I do expect a few things from you. For this project, I not only want to see a technical understanding, but also a window into your mind.
Why is he sounding like the evil and intimidating horse?
I want to see you know what art is, not just how to execute it. It's a bit of a subjective metric, which is why I want to assign this early. I can teach you the former, but it's up to you to figure out how to present the latter. I want to give you time to stew on it.
It's no surprise Caprice has mentioned taking classes with his professor before. They both seem to enjoy the philosophy of it all almost more than they like the medium itself. The fact that my tutor holds the same teaching style as my professor should come as a relief, but I can't help but feel the knots forming in my stomach. No matter how much I study, it could still come crashing down if I don't measure up to his invisible standards. Whether it was a deliberate act after sensing my worries or a simple disregard for her personal space, a small bump from Caprice's elbow drags me out of my own head and back into reality. I'm sure she'll want to say her piece on the matter once class is out, so I decide to keep my head down as I pore over the assignment sheets hundreds of times until the top of the hour. I appreciate all the hi and thank you Scions in the chat. That's always awesome to see for Scion. Caprice is quick to meet my pace as we exit the room, the quickly widening smile on her face making it clear she's eager to talk.
See, Ollie? Passing's gonna be easy peasy.
You cut off there a little bit, Caprice. You just kind of said peas instead of peasy. Simple disregard for personal space it is.
I think you and I have different definitions of easy and peasy.
Her grin remains steadfast, while part of me wishes she'd wilt at least a little with me for the sake of validation. I'm glad my pessimism isn't contagious.
You're already on the right path to acing everything with flying colors. Just gotta keep up with the club and you'll have absolutely nothing to worry about.
The club? I'm not sure how to feel about it right now. On the one hand, every time Caprice had to leave early, all we focused on were the windows to our minds. At the same time, it's like being given toy blocks and suddenly being told to build a real house afterwards. Without a solid foundation and compared to real artists like Eileen and Wallace, I'm just playing pretend. When my dour expression doesn't give, Caprice visibly ponders my reaction for a moment.
We don't have a meeting today, but we can head to the room anyway if you want. I can help brainstorm ideas with you.
I don't doubt she would. Lately, our text messages are filled with her scattershot tips and tricks for remembering every art movement. Unironically, that sounds like so awesome. Like, again, it like the amount of like motivation. Like, I understand like where Olive's coming from of like they don't really care about art. It's just like they're doing it to pass this class. But like for me, I think that'd be so fun to do. It's just like just constantly talking about someone like about like tips, tricks, like things to do, like to keep in mind, like that kind of stuff while doing art. I think that'd be a ton of fun. Well, we haven't found time for additional study sessions. Her promise to help me out more has held true. Unfortunately...
I can't today, sorry. I've got a shift at work starting in an hour or so.
Her face lighting up at this revelation worries me more than it should.
I could come with.
Well, just study while you work, obviously.
I ride my bike to work.
Uh-huh.
My one-seater bike.
Does it have hinges? In truth, I could probably fit another person on it if I absolutely had to, but it's as good of an excuse as any.
Oh, yeah, right.
One visit to my place of work was troubling enough. When I think of my mom meeting her, I instinctively shrink away, hoping Caprice won't reach the next obvious idea. See, I was a little confused, like, why doesn't Olive want Caprice to go with them? Like, I'm sure, like, getting a little extra tutoring would be, like, nice, you know? But, like, yeah, friends meeting moms and dads is, like, a little, ugh.
Ah, I could just take the trolley. I still remember where it is, so I'll just drop by later.
Oh well. I double-check her direction before sending her off, not wanting her to get lost now that she's already committed. Given its unique exterior, I doubt she'll have any issues finding it again.
I'll be actually working, though. If things are busy, we might not get a chance to talk at all.
No problem. I'm patient.
It does sound fun. I aspire to be like Caprice, unashamedly inviting myself to places. I need the most clear-cut communicated invitation ever to go to things, because I'm like, I would hate to feel like I'm like imposing myself. The thing I do wish I had from Caprice was just like their unadulterating, indomitable ability to be positive and happy. Even if it's like, you know, sometimes you gotta like fake it, like the ability to present yourself that way. I'm like, oh, that'd be so nice. That'd be so nice. I've never believed a statement less in my life. I also believe that too. Me too, as you could probably tell when I suggested hopping on
this?
So hopping on a stream, lol. See, but there you were like, that one like makes sense. Like you were very like cordial about it, you know? You didn't try to like push it. You were very like polite with like being like, is this the thing that we could do? And I was like, yeah, because we're friends, so we can absolutely do this for sure. So I'm very down. With things starting to slow down as customers begin leaving, Mom finds the time to surprise me with a few small flowers living comfortably in a tiny ceramic pot. The pots are adorned with some bright painted-on patterns and shapes.
Another companion for your windowsill. I also figured I'd pick up a brush and try painting something myself, so it'd feel like we were learning something together.
Aw, that's so cute. The flowers are vibrant and obviously healthy, likely from Mom's own garden. Considering how I got my green thumb from her, it's no surprise to see how carefully taken care of they've been. You would think she hated me, trying to drive me to tears during work hours. Thankfully, the sounds of my phone going off pulls us away from the sentimental gesture right before I hit that tipping point. That's so sweet. Alert! Now? Lesson 53, Values. This is yours. Oh, great. My old art. My favorite. This is yours, too. When I told you to fill the background with black, it was a trick. It made you think about your light more, not just the darkness. Just like... Wait. Hang on. Just stopped? Okay, so she's just not texting anymore. That's great. No more responses. I can only assume she ran out of data. That's awesome. I was just saying, it's okay if you don't actually wanna. I don't want to force myself onto your content and similar stuff over and over now. No, exactly. See, you're being very polite about it. I've had a lot of people not be as polite about, like, trying to do that kind of stuff on stream, so I greatly appreciate it. And again, the fact that, again, we are friends, so it is a little different there. This is yours! Oh, hello, Rue. How's it going? How's your day been? How's life treating ya? Glad you could be here. We're just reading through some Twofold. Also, saying Twofold just reminds me, I found out that there's a character limit to the notifications, and that made me so sad. I was about to ask if you knew if that was a thing, because I didn't until today. Because I was just yapping in there. It was just complete nonsense the entire time. But you know what? Again, it was a lesson. I got a new iPad so I can draw more. Oh, let's go. Do you just, like, what kind of program do you use? Because, like, is it like Clip Studio Paint? Are you more of like a Microsoft Paint kind of person? Like, what do you draw on that? I've never tried to write more than a sentence. See, why did I do it? I don't even remember what the message was. Oh, no. It was because I'm really bad at labeling things. Like, being like, oh, here's this part of the playthrough. It's part 9, part 10, like that kind of thing. So I realized that as I was typing out the notification, I was like, I don't know why I numbered this one specifically, because I'm really bad and inconsistent at it. I should probably go back and, like, rename all the other ones and actually, like, fix that kind of stuff up. So I think that's what I said. It was a lot of stuff that definitely didn't need to be said. If you drawing, I say drawing alongside stream. Ooh, wait, what you drawing? Because I'm curious, I need to know. I know Procreate, but I want to test out Clip Studio Paint. See, I've never tried out Procreate, but I really like using Clip Studio Paint. Granted, I don't know it, like, too well. Like, I just use, like, the obvious tools, like, you know, like selection tools. The undo key is my best friend. Stuff like that. But I really like it, especially, like, the layout of it all. It's, like, very easy to, like, get a hang of. Like, for, like, a newbie. Like, you don't need to look up tutorials on how to do a lot of, like, the very simple things. So I just need a case waiting for tax returns. Let's go. I got some stuff in mind for what I want to do with my tax return money. Definitely not going to do the smart, responsible thing and put it into savings or anything like that. No, I need to spend this money, obviously. I draw on Fire Alpaca while on desktop. Metabang on mobile? I've never heard of either of those, but Fire Alpaca is an incredible name for it. Yeah, no, I've also never heard of Metabang before. But you know, considering the kind of art you put out, it must be an incredible software. The amount of lovely scuffed drawings on there is incredible. I do love it. I got a 3-month trial, so that's so nice. That's so nice. Like, obviously it sucks that, like, a lot of these things are kind of like you need to pay a lot of money for, but getting the 3-month subscriptions is incredible. Fire Alpaca is pretty good for free. I might need to look into that, because I also have Clip Studio Paint on my tablet, but it would be fun to have something on my phone outside of, like, the art things that come on the phone, which are terrible. I think that'd be a ton of fun to do. Just working on some fan art, not of Twofold, alas. Listen, it can be fan art of anything. All that matters is that you're doing it, you know? So that's awesome to hear. Fire Alpaca, I read that one. My scuffed drawings I make on mobile. I can show you more of them if you'd like. I would be down to see those anytime, because I think that they're fun. But yeah, no, thank you again, Rue, for being here. Glad you could be here. We're just reading through, again, Twofold. We're gonna try and finish this in one part, because I only have one more thumbnail made. So we got a lot of work to do.
You okay, honey?
Yeah, my friend was just...
Chiaroscuro!
What does that mean? Chiaroscuro? What is that? You could do it? Thank you, Social. I appreciate it. We got it. Again, listen. We're just gonna have to stream all night. That's the thing. You know, who needs to go to bed? Am I right? Am I right? Can I get a round of applause? Listen, it's gonna be the same thing with we're actually gonna do this for a Tithe and Blood demo next week. We're actually gonna try and finish that all in one stream. even if it takes us like 5 hours to do it, which it probably will. But again, I'm okay with that. My heart leaps out of my chest as Caprice bursts into the restaurant. I nearly drop my phone, scrambling to keep hold of it. Caprice stands proudly in the door, huffing and catching her breath. Did she sprint here for the punchline?
Were you talking about me? Looks like I got here right on time.
I love Caprice. Again, I wish I could just have this much energy in my day-to-day. I don't know if that's what I call it. I was going to introduce her beforehand, but... well, now's as good a time as any to rip this bandage off, I guess.
Goodness! Nice to meet you.
Caprice, this is my mom. Mom, this is my friend who's been helping me out with tutoring and stuff.
So I heard.
Oh, I just got cut off the laugh. Hang on, I'm a monster. We need to go back.
So I heard.
There we go. Perfect. Mom laughs loudly, unfazed by our explosive entrance. Almost simultaneously, they exchange large smiles.
It is so good to finally meet you. Olive talks about you all the time, you know.
All of it is good, I hope.
Naturally.
They're quick to get lost in their own conversation, pushing me off to the side as they catch up like old friends. See, Olive, you didn't need to worry about it. Caprice is able to make friends with literally anyone she meets. Sleep is unnecessary when you have Olive to rejuvenate you. You know, that's fair. When you have visual novels to keep you going, why do you even need to sleep?
The fact that you work with your mom is so cool. I want to do that someday too.
We make a good team.
This is such a cute CG. They, oh wait, what did I say? Because I was talking about Caprice when I was saying she. Or are you just saying like they, like just being like happy to see him? Is that what you mean? Mom beams at my response. Oh, I meant the CG. Oh, okay. I was worried I like misspoke right there. Okay. They plural. Oh, thank you for the quick clarification though, because I was like, oh no, I don't want to like accidentally say like something wrong, you know. Mom beams at my response. It's a relief to see I can still make a positive impact on her mood. I eye over my new little flower pot because it's such a cute CG.
Oh, yeah. I noticed that when I came in. What's the deal with all the flowers?
I must have given Caprice an excuse to bring it up with my careless gaze. Thankfully, Mom seems fine retreading the topic with her.
Oh, I just wanted to give Ollie a little something for all their hard work lately. Besides, Quinn needed a friend anyway.
Quinn?
Mom looks to me to answer the query. I wish she had picked a better time to involve me in the conversation outside of one of the more embarrassing sentences I've said today.
It's the name of the cactus I take care of at home.
There's nothing embarrassing about that, Olive. So many people name their plants.
Aww.
See, that's the appropriate response. That's what you should expect to get. The fact that sounded sincere just makes the embarrassment worse. Okay, well, never mind.
I painted the pot too, you know. An indirect inspiration from you helping Ollie along, actually.
A light bulb seems to go off in Caprice's head.
Your mom's got the right idea, Ollie. Regardless of what's being drawn or painted or whatever, something like a gift is gonna have a bunch of heart put into it. You're just gonna have to tap into that kind of energy for your final.
Blushy Olive? No, Blushy Olive's so cute. I guess that makes sense, but it feels like trying to brute force something like that for a grade goes against the entire concept.
Maybe I'll just turn this in for my final grade then.
That's no fun. I want to see what kind of work you can do.
In a way, maybe the art club and all our activities have been a stroke of secret genius on Caprice's part. With all the emphasis on just doing art, it's a lot less daunting of a concept. Mom's gift as an example. She put her heart into it, and I know she hasn't been studying color theory or the golden ratio. I thought it was about to do like an extreme zoom in on the pot that August painted, and I was like, we're about to like go like deep into this, a real deep dive on the pot. Happy August. Happy August is a treat. Even as people start filling in and orders are placed, I find myself coming back to Caprice's table more and more. She orders herself her usual fries to not take up a table. Not that mom or I would ask her to leave anyway. The afternoon becomes evening as we while away the time. The incoming dinner rush eventually forces both Mom and I to focus more on work, but even then, Mom makes time to grab Caprice refills and ask more about her. I keep catching Caprice stealing glances at the flowers, and at one point she finally regards me with an apologetic look.
Hey, Ollie. Sorry for promising to help with coming up with ideas, but I gotta bail. I want to buy some art supplies on the way home, and the shop will be closing soon.
No, Caprice, that's so fine. You waited here for hours. It's so understandable that you gotta go.
No problem. I think I get the basic idea anyway. We can talk more at the next meeting.
I'm used to these early exits. At least that's what I'll tell myself. It's harder to wrestle with wanting her to stay somehow.
Hopefully sooner.
Ooh, Olive's coming around to the idea of Caprice in general. She bounces to her feet before leaving the streetcar. She turns to us one last time.
It was nice to meet you, ma'am. You've been a real help to me, too.
With a small wave, she's gone.
I like her.
Me too. Me too, August. You got good taste.
Yeah.
And Olive admitted it. Oh my gosh. Oh, Ollie, you want her to stay? I see. Especially with how casual it was. Like it wasn't like a big revelation. It was like, yeah, it makes a lot more sense to like be okay with her like leaving than trying to be like, no, I want her to stay. A couple days later. By now, this is becoming a regular part of my life. Meeting with Caprice and the others every couple days, sometimes more than that. It's been long enough for things to start feeling familiar. Caprice at the front of the room, sitting at her throne, while the other three are off minding their own business. Today, though, something's different.
Oh, okay. How about this sort of lighting, then? Does that look right?
That'd make the shadows too harsh and ruin the atmosphere you're going for.
Caprice and Eileen hunch over a phone, talking in a way that could almost be mistaken as civil. What a shocker. They can talk to each other and be nice. Curiosity gets the better of me as I step forward to take a peek along with a greeting, only for Caprice to hastily bring the screen to her chest as she jumps in surprise at my appearance.
Oh! Ollie! Hi!
Also, it's still just so weird to be like a part of like a functional club. Instead of being a part of like the writing club, which was just anything but. Any guesses as to what she's making? Is it a thing for Millie, perhaps? It'd be so like I'm so confident that being the correct answer. But it'd be so funny if I was wrong. It'd be so funny if I was wrong though. Oh gee, I wonder. You know, I could still be wrong. You didn't confirm nor deny, so there's always the possibility. Cannot confirm nor deny. Well, you didn't confirm nor deny, so I really won't know till we see it. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, no, that's got. It was like, my brain did go through two phases at first. As soon as Caprice like jumped away and was hiding, I was like, oh, is this like a gift for Olive? But then I was like, no, I already know that Eileen and Caprice are working on a gift for Billy, so like the doy, I know what it is. Granted, with my track record of forgetting things that we go through on these streams, it's not a surprise if I did forget.
Am I interrupting something?
I was just getting some input from Eileen about my final.
Eileen's face mirrors my own skepticism. I catch myself feeling unusually hurt that she'd try so transparently to hide something from me, but it's a small enough exchange for me to bury down and refocus on why I'm here to begin with.
Sure. On the subject of finals, I wanted to start talking about mine, actually.
Her phone, Eileen, me, Caprice's head swivels between us, her expression deflating a little more between each movement.
Yeah, you're...
If it's just bouncing off ideas for now, Wallace and I can help you today if you want.
Look at that, Allison coming in for the save. Let's go. Allison pairs her offer from the back of the room with a small wave, as if to remind the three of us up front that she's still there. Wallace looks indifferent to being dragged into her offer to help, which is a step up from rejecting it, I suppose.
That'd be perfect. Ollie could use some additional input anyway, right?
She gives me a wide smile and, before giving me a chance to respond, goes back to poring over her phone with Eileen, their back and forth art mumblings acting as the only noise in the otherwise silent room. I love her little...
If it's
ooh.
more about the thought than the execution, then I don't understand why you're stressed about it.
See, I also love it. I think it's very cute, but I also can't help but feel like, because people will do it when they're trying to be like ubu kind of cringe, and that's like all that I can think about when she does it. Also, hi Wallace. Hey Wallace. The best boy.
The final could just be sign your name, and I'd be worried beyond belief considering what's on the line here.
Fair enough. Still think you're drastically overthinking things, though.
Well, but that's like a part of art. A part of art is learning to not overthink it as much and holding yourself back while doing it, essentially. I do it at times, but not cringe with intent, just as a physical tone indicator that I'm joking. Well, see, like, that's kind of what people do. Like, they do it to be, like, purposefully cringe. Like, they're not trying to be, like, actually trying to be all cutesy with it and just end up coming off as cringe. They're, like, intentionally being a little cringe as, like, a joke with it. At least that's, like how I always see people when they're doing it. I can't expect others to feel the weight of my situation, but I at least wish I didn't have to explain it so often.
You'll be fine. You said you wanted to talk with Caprice about it, right? Did you have any ideas? Maybe we can help push you in the right direction.
When Caprice initially explained it to me back at the diner, I told her I understood it. But now that I've been prompted for my thoughts, I find myself doubting how much I meant that.
I enjoy taking care of my plants, so maybe like a flower or something.
Perfect little doodle of a cactus. I think the gaps of silence in the middle of my sentences really helped sell my pitch.
Yikes.
It's a joke until you catch yourself doing it, using it for real, says me who unironically sometimes says poggers at the office nowadays. No, that you just called me out specifically so hard, cause if you've been around these streams, I say based and pog and like stuff like that, like the cringe stream talk. But it started off being ironic. When I first started streaming, I was just doing it as like a isn't it cringe that I say this, guys, kind of joke. And then I said it so much that it just became like naturally part of what I say. Like the amount of times I'll unironically be like, no, that's so based. Oh my gosh, pog. Like it hurts. It hurts me. It's ruining my self-image. Because it's the worst thing. I talk like a cringe streamer, but not even as the joke anymore. Remember when I told you how feet jokes lead to developing the fetish? Same principle. Oh no. That's so fair. It's just habits, It's just habits. Because here's the thing. When I do it and I catch myself doing it, I still think it's cringe. So it's not... The only difference between that and the feet thing is that people will tell feet jokes and then end up liking feet. I make these terrible jokes and I still hate myself for it. That's like the difference. That's the difference, is I don't love what I've become. Whereas I think people who like end up developing the fetish in like it. Otherwise it wouldn't be a fetish, Did that make sense? Did that make sense? Hopefully it came across. Same principle. Your attitude is just unwavering, Lamau. You know what? That's fair. That's fair. It is this. Even if it's not the exact same, it's the same principle. And this is the one thing that I will truly never waver from, even if I'm. I compare myself to a lot of people. It's like the Avatar, and now I'm about to compare myself to Anakin. I'm a lot like Darth Vader. I became the very thing I swore to destroy, The very thing I hated, but now I have become it. Also, why'd you say yikes, Wallace? Chill. Despite Allison looking deep in thought, it was Wallace and his deadpan expression to reply first. I wish his response didn't immediately send a chill down my spine, though.
I know I just said this, but you're thinking too hard. Actually, it may be better to say your thinking is too rigid. I'm not your professor, but the way you described it sounds to me like he doesn't want a picture of something you like. He wants a picture showing how much you like it, if that makes sense.
That sounds infinitely more complicated to me.
It doesn't have to be. It's just like, a feeling? Sorry, Caprice is a lot better at this than I am.
The mention of Caprice causes me to disengage from the conversation, dragging my eyes to the front of the room where she and Eileen are still quietly talking shop. Split up into two groups on opposite ends of the room, it feels like we're a world apart. I've tried pushing it out of my mind, but I really do wonder what she's working on.
It could be about Caprice, maybe?
Ooh, wait, hang on, that'd actually be so sweet though. That'd be the cutest thing ever. I started speaking in old slang and abbreviations because Yellowstone. Like, you've probably seen me saying stuff like that, sort of like, see, I have noticed it, but I definitely would have connected it as like a thing you picked up from Yellowstone, just because that's also kind of how I see a lot of people, like, I talk about like that way sometimes, like specifically over text, and I also see a lot of people doing that, so I don't think I would have noticed that if you hadn't said it, so that is interesting.
What?
That was S tier delivery on that. What? Hang on, can we hear that again? Oh wait, no, we can't. We have to let it go on.
Your final, I mean.
Hang on.
What?
Also, my Oki rubbed onto you. No, here's the thing. I've actually been saying Oki for years. So when I'm saying okay to people, it started off as me and my friends just started saying okay to each other in a couple different ways. So what I ended up doing was I would either spell like this, Okate, or it would just be Oki. Like, I've actually been talking with Okis for a couple years now, I think. So, like, unironically, I thought that it would have, like, I rubbed that off onto you, which it was funny because you thought the exact same thing to me. So that's actually pretty funny.
No, I know. I just mean, what?
I think I was just I think I was staring for just a second too long, or at least I hope it was just a second.
Oh, I just meant that she had been helping you with things, and maybe it'd be easier to express that gratitude through your project.
I think I'm gonna stick to botany, actually.
Look at the smile on Wallace's face. Look at that grin. He knows. Yesterday I told my bestie okie dokie artichoke in an unironic manner. That's awesome. Oh no, you really have become Yellowstone. I love her so much that I welcome it. I can't wait to play National Park Girls on here. I'm so excited. Then I'll finally be able to understand all the things you say. It'll be like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme of like every single time Yellowstone will say something, I'll point at it and be like, I know that line. I know that. I'll be thinking you the whole time. Oh, that's gonna be so funny.
That's fine. It was just a thought.
If those two bothered looking back here, we'd be quite the show, I'm sure. Allison's smile looks as sincere as it does timid. Wallace's slight smirk and the heat rising in my face must make for an unusual combination for any would-be onlooker.
She does have the right idea, though. You need to stop trying to handle this so literally and focus on telling a story instead. A picture is worth 1,000 words, etc.
The irony of my final being boiled down to just tell a story when I decidedly opted out of the writing club is not lost on me. Nevertheless, the explanation makes some kind of sense, even if I feel like I'm not really any closer to figuring out what I want to do with it.
You guys talking about me?
Yeah, actually, that's crazy. Did you overhear us? It's my turn to jump from my chair as Caprice's hands pass my back.
Not really. No.
I respond before I can fully collect myself, desperate to not let the other two answer that question. It'll be the bee's knees word. Oh my gosh, is that a Yellowstone reference?
Bummer. Part of me wanted you to mourn my tutoring today.
Olive's going to be fine. I think Wallace explained the concept well enough, right?
Yeah.
that's all. I think I'm going to head out. Wanna grab a coffee on the way home, Allison?
I love Eileen and Allison together. I love them so much.
Okay.
Allison springs up as eager as I am to eject her. As eager as I am to eject herself from this conversation. Satisfied with her partner's response, Eileen turns to Caprice.
I can keep giving advice if you want, but I can also just outright help you do it if it'd be easier.
You can't do my final for me, Eileen. That'd be cheating.
I really can't help but wonder whether she thinks she's actually fooling anyone. Eileen's sigh seems to serve as a sufficient substitution for a proper response to her weak attempt at a cover-up. With a quick nod to Wallace and I, Eileen's out the door with Allison right behind her. It's not long before Wallace packs up his things and follows suit as well. It's true, Tracy, so true. Packing my things up with Caprice isn't uncommon at this point, but the quiet today feels different, though I can't quite put my finger on it. I glance up from my busy work to get a read on my club leader. Blech, talking's hard. The energy she typically shows when stuffing papers and supplies into her backpack is absent, instead replaced with slow, distracted actions, as if her hands were simply going through the motions. She looks up and catches my eyes for a moment, which mutually shocks both of us into returning to our cleaning. After a few more moments, she's the first to break the awkward silence.
Sorry for letting you down today.
The shift in tone is so sudden and opposite to her usual self that it's hard to even parse what she's even apologizing for.
Just like, I promised you at the start if you joined the club, I'd be personally responsible for you, and instead I just...
She proceeds to do a small motion with her hands, as if to shoo a small animal away. Her head sags as she does so, adding an additional layer of guilt to her saddened puppy vibe. Aww. Should be more like a puppy, be more like a puppy. Should be more like a sad cat, but yes. Hang on, I gotta do a thing really quick. Remove. Get you out of here, Arya. Don't be saying that in the YouTube chat. Thank you. Anyways, I love women. So true, so based. Oh my gosh, Pog. Wait, huh? Just someone, probably like a bot, just being like, haha, your streams are insane. Get some insane artwork done for your thing on this Discord, or like visuals to match, like something like that. I was like, I've seen enough of these. I've seen enough. Happy Women Wednesdays? Exactly, that's what we're here for. Oh, that's spam, lol. Exactly, that's why I'm like, not even gonna be like, hey, like, don't like promote in here, yada yada. It's just delete, get out of here, go away, bye. So, I'm taken aback by it. Of course I've been feeling worried and even more stressed without her presence, but seeing her expression, I know without a doubt it wasn't without good reason. I'm taken aback by it. Of course I've been feeling worried and even more stressed without her presence, but seeing her expression, I know without a doubt it wasn't without good reason.
Don't worry about it. I know how stressful, finals can be.
She snorts a laugh, a sad smile on her face. She must be looking at her... She must feel me looking at her, as after some hesitation, she speaks again after raising her head slightly.
I wish it were just that,
Oh my
This whole
gosh.
thing with Millie has just been... I don't even know.
Let it all out. Let it all out. She messes up her own hair in frustration, then slams her hands back down on the table. I stop packing up, turning to face her. She's hung her head again, her voice a strained mix of anger and stress.
I just can't figure her out.
You two are still fighting, then?
Always have been. She heaves a sigh.
Yeah. I've been pulling out all the stops to work things out, but she won't even try. It's like she's just sick of me. And, like, I know that's a personal problem, and you passing is super important, so it isn't fair that you have to deal with this. Sorry. This whole time, it's been like... I'm trying to solve one problem, and I just end up making a new one instead.
Thanks for letting me know what's been going on. I've been kind of worried about you. Not just me, everyone in the club.
The feelings in my chest of like not wanting to pipe up to defend Millie because I'm like, but you just don't get it from Millie's perspective. But at the same time, that's the whole point of this. Is now we're getting Caprice's perspective, and like, you know, that's like the point. That's the bit. I wish I could speak in bold text. I mean, I guess it's just kind of like shouting, like project. It's not really shouting. It's just projecting more. That's how you speak in bold text.
I don't know what it's like to fight for so long with someone you care about, but I'm sure you'll work it out eventually.
That's speaking in uppercase. I feel like speaking in uppercase is like, I was going to say shouting, but that you just put an exclamation point at the end of that. But exclamation points can also be used for excitement. I feel, yeah, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. And the only way to speak with in italics is by being British or something fancy like that. That's the only way you could do that. So, the struggles. The smallest of pouts crosses her lips. I edge a bit closer to lean against the table she's standing in front of, trying to catch her eye.
Plus, even if you've been busy with other things, you've managed to help me out a lot. You really made a great thing here.
I give her a smile, leaning a bit to make sure she can see it and know that I mean it. She turns away slightly, but the corners of her mouth betray her brooding.
Really? How? Name 3 things.
Oh, that was adorable. Oh my gosh. That just reminded me. I was with hanging out with a friend a few weeks ago. And, you know, we were just goofing, having a good time, and I said to her, like, oh, you make me smile. And her response wasn't something, like, nice, like, oh, thank you, or like, oh, you make me smile too. Her response was, that's it? And it felt like, what else do you want from me? I thought we just had a nice moment right there. Come on. And then a few days ago, I told them, you make me laugh. And they're just like, what? Why? And I was like, oh, I can't win here. I can't win with this. They're so cute. I love them so much. Oh, I do too. Exie, that's it? Yeah, no, that was the response. Like, even like a simple like nod, and I would have like satisfied with that. But being hit with that's it, I was like, I don't know what to respond to you with anymore. Time to move on. But it was also the funniest thing. Like, that's been a moment that's been living rent-free in my head for like, again, a couple of weeks now, and I love it. It makes me laugh every time I think about it, because it was just so like abrupt and out of nowhere, like zero hesitation. Like, she wasn't trying to joke or anything. It was just the moment I said that, her retort was, that's it. It was an S-tier moment. S-tier moment. Oh. Is she really trying to quiz me during a heart-to-heart? Everyone out there, get you someone who's going to quiz you during a heart-to-heart, alright? That's how you know it's true love. I can't tell if she's being stubbornly competitive or attempting to make up for her lack of leadership earlier. Still, I can't fail if she's going to test me.
Okay. What about pointillism? Lots of dots to make a picture. I think that lesson went pretty well.
That was a good one. You made a really nice sunset.
Secondly, field trips. I can't remember the last time I left the house for something fun before this.
That's so depressing. Olive, that is the saddest thing to say. Come on.
What? Ollie, that's gloomy. You're so gloomy. Like a cat in the rain.
That's me, the wet cat of the art club.
Number 3, the time you lent me all your art supplies. I don't think I would have ever tried something new otherwise.
Then you didn't even draw anything. Wallace is such a bad influence.
How dare you say that about Wallace, the goat.
That's 3, though. I guess you win.
All of that aside, you've been helping me a lot outside of your scheduled hours, too. So if you need some time to handle your things with Millie, don't feel bad about it.
I'm not sure if she's just thankful to me playing along with the bit, but it's nice to see her transition back to her default smile.
Thanks for understanding. Still, next time the meeting will be twice as long to make up for it.
Great.
Did Allison and Wallace help with brainstorming at all?
Olive, are you going to tell Caprice about what they suggested? Ooh. I want to say Wallace's explanation helped and end it there, but maybe Allison's isn't far off the mark. It's true that by and large her lessons have always been less practical teaching and more hands-off, but I don't know how to describe it. I guess I was taking her energy and willingness for granted.
I have a few general ideas, yeah.
Ooh, do tell.
I mean, you aren't sharing yours, so...
Valid response. Your Honor, they're so married. So true, so true. Oh, welcome in for the first time, Vicky. How's it going? Hi, guys, what we doing? We're just playing some Twofold. If you haven't heard of that, it's just an incredible visual novel. I love it. It's so good. So, if you like what you're seeing and want to stick around, I would highly suggest it, because it's a great time. Based. Such a based response from Olive. Again, such a real move. I would do that instantly. Be like, well, you're not going to show me yours. I won't show you mine. Haha.
What? Come on, I can't help like that.
But it's a secret.
You've been doing just fine so far.
Her face sitting somewhere comfortably between a pout and a smile is a good enough indication that the doom and gloom she was feeling is entirely gone. The two of us break off, packing our notebooks and other scholarly, I know how to pronounce this word, I promise, I just can't say it, scholarly knickknacks away. I wasn't lying to make her feel better or anything. Without Caprice and the club she'd built, I'd be drowning. It used to be terrifying to pick up a pencil and just start drawing. Now even if it's bad and amateurish, I can do it. Regardless of how it turns out, she's been there to cheer me on through every mistake and push me to try again. As the club meeting is officially adjourned, I find myself thinking about how grateful I am to Caprice for just a second too long. They're so in love. They're so in love. Clipped XD. Wait, which part was clipped? What? Wait, what? 2 weeks later. The chill of winter has been creeping in recently, so I was starting to think it was about time I stopped taking my bike to school. As I was mentally preparing myself for this, we were suddenly hit with winter in full. The snow lining... Oh my gosh, the first snow? That's a reference to First Snow. I'm sorry. The snow lining the streets has made my decision for me. My apartment complex may not be glamorous, but the transit stop within walking distance almost makes up for the poor heating and paper-thin walls this time of year. Last semester I had classes first thing in the morning, making the trolley feel like a sardine can, filled to the brim with people commuting to work. Thankfully, my schedule starts a bit after the morning rush this time, so most of the busybodies should have come and gone by now. As the trolley slows to a stop, something catches my eye, or rather someone waving frantically, standing up before it's safe to do so, to make sure I see her. Let's go? I would Wait, I would show you mine if you... Wait, hang on. Did I say it like that? I would show you mine if you don't show me yours. You know what? Again, of all the things I've said, I'd rather that be, I wouldn't show you mine. Okay. No, you're good. You're so good. Again, I'd rather that be people's first impression of me than the cheese dip toe conversation we had. Although, I've unironically been thinking about clipping that because I'm like, it's so funny. It's so funny that we just talked about that and said all those things. Like, that would make a good clip. But, counterpoint, man, making clips is like, that's like stuff I have to do. So, like, is it ever gonna happen? I don't know. Caprice's shout attracts some attention, but everyone quickly returns to their phones on their morning naps. My heart pounds in my chest, the attention immediately sparking a feeling of self-consciousness. Still, it's unmatched when compared to seeing her excitedly pat the seat next to her, preemptively scooting over. I make my way over to her as she continues her morning greetings.
Hey! You're riding the trolley too? I haven't seen you here before.
This CG is adorable. Oh my gosh.
I just started today.
Oh, we're gonna be riding buddies then.
Oh, I love this. I take my seat next to her. The dreary, cold landscape fades away as the trolley picks up speed again.
Should I expect more pop quizzes?
I'll think about it. Do you want to hate the commute?
I love Cat Priest so much.
I'm leaning towards enjoying it instead, but I'll keep my options open. I take it you and Millie don't carpool anymore? Or...
Yeah. But
That bad, huh? Sorry.
at least we can carpool together now.
Oh.
I don't think this count.
It definitely does. Hey, do you want to see something I made recently?
I huff a laugh as Caprice animatedly interrupts me, then waves her phone around like she's showing off already.
Yeah, sure.
Hmm?
She stares me down.
Yes?
Closer?
Can I please see?
Well, if you insist.
I can't help but laughing. Any lingering cold from the weather are now warmed by the atmosphere of our shared space. Caprice scoots closer, unlocking her phone and scrolling through her gallery for a minute, before landing on what looks like a movie poster. The colors are bright and bold, more than making up for the poor camera quality. While I can't make out the text, the overall effect is striking.
Wow. You really made that?
Her grin is proud, but a little sheepish.
There was this contest at the aquarium. My mom told me about it. I didn't win, but I came pretty close.
Can't imagine who won. This would have been my top pick for sure.
I might be biased, though.
Aw, come on. I'm not that good.
I mean it. Even if I'm the bottom rung of the art club, you don't need to be a chef to know good food or whatever.
Back at the beginning of the year, seeing her so enthusiastic about art that mostly amounted to posters and text didn't make sense to me. Now when I think about everything that goes into graphic design choices, it makes perfect sense. Caprice has always focused on making sure what she felt was seen and heard, and her design leaving little room for guessing. Caprice pulls her phone away, idly swiping at the screen. A bit of color rises to her face.
Thanks.
She's so cute. I don't know if you guys can tell, I just have a big, just cheesy smile on my face right now. Caprice is the perfect timing, Tracy. Caprice is so cute, I want to eat her hat. So true.
Seems like you could make a decent living doing design and stuff if you wanted to.
She starts scrolling through her phone. Hang on. I feel a sneeze coming. You know, looking at her bright lights never helps with the sneeze. Hang on. She starts scrolling through her photos idly as she processes my response. Her eyes shifting back and forth a couple times before she answers.
Maybe when I'm a little better, I could use it for some income. But it's just a hobby. I love drawing and designing, but I don't know if I want to make it my job, you know?
You're that dead set on marine biology, huh?
She turns off her phone now, looking out in the distance with brighter eyes.
It's been my dream for a long time. I basically grew up at the aquarium. I really want to work with otters and sea lions and everything in between.
After catching my eyes for a second, her smile softens as she continues looking away from me again in the process. You're just not photosensitive, can't force it, but I want to. I want to force it so bad. Because I just want... Listen, it's only the COVID sneezes. Every other time I feel like sneezing, it's like, achoo. It comes, it goes. But with the COVID sneezes, it's like it's just going to sit there in my nose for like a few minutes, and it's just going to torture me the entire time. And I love it so much.
Like I told you, in some ways, they helped raise me. I'd like to return the favor somehow, I guess.
The trolley isn't exactly warm, and everyone in here is wearing at least a little blush on their face. Even still, it's easy to spot Caprice is intensifying just a bit.
Sorry, I know that sounds weird.
Nah, it makes perfect sense to me. If it were up to me, I'd never leave the diner. It's nice work, and I practically grew up in those booths.
But what are you studying for then?
IDK, LOL.
I don't have a major if that's what you're asking. I'm just stumbling around to find something to support my mom, really. She deserves some rest more than anyone. Before this mess of a semester, I was dabbling in business, but...
It's true.
Yeah. Ugh.
Caprice doesn't say anything yet. Again, taking more time to mull it over. A small smile lingers on as she nods, looking up to the sky. She really has her path figured out. Maybe she's so passionate about everything she does because she knows what her passions are. We sit in silence like this as the city passes by outside the window. I don't mind it. Before I might have just been happy for some peace from Caprice's energy. This is different.
Has it always been just you two?
She's pulled me out of my trance, not with one of her typical shouts, but with a simple, quiet question.
Mostly, yeah.
I close my eyes a bit, thinking it over. Even when she was married to my dad, it really was just us.
What does she think about it?
About us roughing it out?
No, I mean, what does she think about your goal?
My goal? I haven't really thought about my future prospects in such optimistic terms. Calling what I'm doing now a dream or a path towards some definite endpoint doesn't feel right.
Not sure. Mostly because I don't know what exactly it even is myself.
Oh, well, you still have time to think about that, right?
She doesn't press any more than that. I rack my brain searching for a better response.
Want to hear a story?
I can't. The lean is adorable. I really like the detail making this CG with a moving background. It adds so much atmosphere. No, it really does. Like, I didn't bring it up when I first started, but I was just like saying, like, oh my gosh, wait, CG with like movement in it? Like, that doesn't comprehend with my brain. And then again, it adds so much like Caprice's like energy and like her and Olive's relationship with the way that like even though it's a CG, she's still like moving all around it, and I'm like, oh wait, that's like so cool. I don't like on some CGs you still like, you know, get like the eye movements and a little bit of mouth movements, but like with like Caprice constantly like shifting positions and again sliding up and down like the seat, it's like, whoa, that's really cool. Pulled me out of my you're so real for that one. That was great. It's so Caprice. Yes, it is so Caprice. It gives a very Caprice feeling to the CG, and I feel like that this route's done a really good job of like being like, yes, this is Caprice's route, and we're gonna make it like put Caprice's energy into it. So I really like that.
Please.
She smirks. The change in subject comes as nothing short of total relief. Got a little too close to having an identity crisis there.
So the other day, in my science class, the professor comes in and hands out a quiz, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's covered in subjects we didn't talk about at all.
Dickhead.
Uh-huh.
I read ahead in the book a little, so I recognize it, but there's no way anyone else did that. No one's saying anything, though.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they didn't consider it worth the hassle. That's how I'd think.
But then they'd all just fail. If you don't correct mistakes, they just cause more problems.
Maybe nobody studied and were afraid of being caught.
Well, I studied, and I know Allison did. I turned to her, and she had this confused look, too. Obviously, something is wrong here. Someone had to say something.
And here enters the hero of our story.
Exactly.
So, you stood up in the middle of a quiz?
Do you know how long it took for me to convince the professor I really had something serious to say?
Out of curiosity, how often are you shouting out in class?
2 to 3 times every class. Why do you ask?
Not that often. Not during quizzes. What kind of person do you think I am?
The type of person who would shout out during class 2 to 3 times every time.
I do share one class with you.
You're making fun of me.
She laughs as she lightly smacks my shoulder.
All I'm saying is the professor knew you pretty well.
Yeah, well, we students have to speak up for ourselves. College is a dialogue.
That's so deep.
Where'd you hear that one?
You think I can't come up with it myself? So anyway, listen. I stand up, megaphone in hand.
For some reason, I don't doubt that you have a megaphone.
Megaphone?
He wasn't listening, and I had it under my desk for evaluator. Anyway, let me finish the story. I turn it on.
Of course, she actually had a megaphone. Why wouldn't she? We think you're the Caprice type of person. Exactly. The one and only kind. Every story she has to share tangents into another with no natural end. My initial impression of her was right on the money. She definitely doesn't have any sort of filter. As she starts sneaking more smiles and chuckles out of me, I begin to think that's maybe not a bad thing. So focused on Caprice chatting away, I don't even realize we finally stopped at our destination until the driver makes a last call honk.
We better get off. Come on.
She hops out of her seat and dashes out before I even have time to think. I grab my bag and follow her as quickly as I'm able. When I step out in front of the campus gates, the slight wind catches me off guard, and I can't help but shiver through my heavy coat. Caprice barely seems to notice.
Will you be riding this way from now on?
Oh, she sounds so hopeful. She sounds so hopeful.
At least until the weather warms up.
Ooh, we really will be riding buddies then. I'll be looking forward to it.
Her smile really is bright this morning. Stop. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. And I can't help but feel just a little bit warmer looking at it. Stop.
Sure. Me too.
That was great. That was by far, in this round, that was like by far the best scene so far. That was incredible. Your Honor, before you say it, they're so married. Sentenced to the smooch dungeon. Oh no, I said the wrong thing. I thought we were on the same page there, but you'd already moved on from marriage to smooch dungeon. What exactly does that entail, Tracy? Would you care to elucidate that subject? Another day, another club meeting done. Sort of. I'm the first out the door today, eager to get home and crunch for math exam tomorrow. I mean, that's the same page. I want them to kiss. Okay. You know what, to be fair, those are pretty similar pages to be on. And that, I should have expected that to be the response to expanding upon the smooch dungeon. That's fair. It's two sides of the same page. Honestly, it might not even be that. It's kind of like when you open it up and you just have the 2 pages let out. It's just like, here's the marriage one, here's the smooch dungeon page. They're just sitting right next to each other very comfortably. It's twofold. Tracy, time yourself out for 30 minutes. For 30 minutes. Oh, that was incredible. Impeccable work, Tracy. Oh. I can't time myself out, Lamau. No, there's the redeem. You can do that to yourself. Sure, it's a fake timeout, but it is one nonetheless. Oh. It's been hard to keep my other courses in my periphery lately, as the happenings of the club and its leader has occupied more and more of my mind. I'll refund my shadows. No, you're good. 07, it's been nice knowing you, Tracy. Thank you for timing yourself out. Greatly appreciated. That was such a good joke, though. I'm so proud. I'm so mad I didn't think of it. Oh, thank you. Oh, I was gonna ask if you could hear my back popping when I. Oh, also, stretch. Hang on, and then redeem. Hang on. Did you guys hear that? Could you hear the hydration happening? I'm trying to channel my inner ASMR. Oh wait, wait, what's coming through? Oh, was that? Hey, okay, no, that was just the same. That was the same hydrate. But yeah, no, I was trying to channel my inner ASMR right there with that hydrate check because I really want to make sure people know that I'm hydrating when they want me to. So did it come through? Was it good for you guys? I can actually refund myself. Insane, Lamau. Wait, no, hang on. That's like busted. That's so busted, though. You could do anything and then just be like, all right, now I get my points back. That's not fair, but I also trust you with that power. So if you ever feel like you deserve the refund, then I trust you with the ability to do that for yourself. The woman ready to meet me at the stairway seems intent on throwing away the spare 10 minutes I had just secured, though. I didn't get timed out, so I just refunded it. That's because again, it is a fake timeout. It's just kind of there for the laughs and the giggles. Granted, I don't know how much I actually wanted it to be a real timeout, because that is like, it's like funny sparingly. But if anyone gets hit with it too often, it's like, oh, that's really mean. I don't want people to feel bad about getting timed out, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm okay with it being a fake one.
Playing hooky today?
Oh my gosh, hi Haley, how's it going?
Just getting a head start home to focus on other school stuff. The club's wrapping up soon anyway.
Haley, hi Haley, Haley, hi Haley. Like-minded individuals. She gives me a quick scan, checking for any tells to expose some sort of non-existent lie. She eventually seems content enough to believe me, her eyes finding their way back up to mine.
So you have some time to talk then?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. Anytime for you, Haley.
Sort of defeats.
Her expression is unflinching. At this point, it feels like even finishing the sentence would just be an exercise in futility.
What's up?
Just wanted to share notes on club stuff. Caprice has been dodging questions about it at home lately.
Guess that's to be expected with you just outright joining the writing club.
How dare you criticize Haley? She responds with a shrug. Guess she had that one ready to go.
Probably. So, spill.
I mean, it's been going fine. Nothing really out of the ordinary as far as I can tell.
Really?
Yes.
She brings her hand up to her face, resting her chin between her index finger and thumb in thought.
Huh. Wonder what's got her so worked up lately then.
Her pondering lasts for just a moment before her eyes snap back up.
Right. I owe you writing info too.
As curious as I am, I really don't have any more time to spend on this.
You really don't. It's okay. Hey, can I go?
I'll take up your offer if Olive won't.
How dare you try to walk away from her, Oliver? I said Oliver, and then I got war flashbacks to this little dog cartoon. And me and my school put on a play. It's like Oliver the... what is it? Reindeer dog? Something like that. And me and my school had to put on... that was so weird. That was so weird. Wallace and Haley in the same scene. The aura. Aura off. Like, listen, unironically, as much as I do miss Millie, the fact that this has so much Wallace and so much Haley and so much of them in the same scenes together, because I think this is like the third time this has happened, I'm like, this might just, you know, it might just be the route, you know? And with the arrival of Wallace, my early start has proven itself null and void. All I can do is slump my shoulders. Guess I'm in for the rest of this conversation now.
Where's the others?
Still packing up. Keeping everything on a laptop makes things pretty hassle-free for me, though.
Hey, Wallace, been a minute.
Oh, they're so cool.
Several.
I never thought about it, but it makes sense for Haley to have met all the club members by now. It still feels weird. Wait, have we not had a scene with them both in it? I feel like we have. It still feels weird to watch them interact so casually.
The truth is that the writing club is still going through the usual motions. Honestly, I was hoping to get more information out of you by calling this a trade.
I didn't even want to spend the time on this information exchange to begin with, and I still feel disappointed.
Good to hear. Millie was talking about things being quiet when last we talked.
That's a very generous word for it.
That seems to get a genuine reaction out of Wallace, as his eyebrows rise. Given how stone-faced he typically is, even that slight motion strikes me as unusual.
What's that mean, exactly?
The club's quiet in that there's barely anyone left in it. Is this news to you?
Oh, Millie, please, no. She deserves so much better.
But Millie told me you had picked up a couple of members recently.
Technically true. Just me, though. There was another guy there for a bit, but he left pretty quick.
Was that Darren? Was that Darren? This is like the one Haley scene in this route. The Millie route has 3 of these. I went to count. Wait, what do you mean this is the one Haley scene in this route? We've had a Haley in a couple scenes. Or do you mean like the one that's like the most focused? Like it's a scene that's focused mostly on Haley. Is that what you mean by that? None of this comes as new or surprising to me, but Wallace seems dumbstruck. Given how he and Millie seem to talk about this stuff semi-regularly, I can't imagine how any of this slipped under his radar. She appears more, obviously. Okay, I mean dedicate Haley scene. Okay, yeah, that's what I was like. Did I like gaslight myself into thinking that there's more Haley in this route? Because like that sounds right, you know, something I would do. But you know, I was like, I'm pretty sure those were all real scenes.
So who's still around?
Another signature Haley shrug.
Ignoring me and Millie, just Tanya and Heather, and Heather's, well, you know.
Yeah, Heather's Heather. I've interacted with Heather a grand total of twice in my life, and I'm content to keep it at that. It doesn't take much of an imagination for me to fill in the blanks.
Yeah, I know.
Heather, let's go Heather fans, rise up. Wallace closes his eyes and lets out a small grumble. It's hard to tell if it comes from a place of contemplation or frustration, likely a mix of the two.
Sounds like Millie's been stretching the truth a bit.
You think she's embarrassed or something?
Or just sad. Just sad that it's happening. That she tries so hard for something that's crumbling around her because she deserves so much more.
I don't know. She's definitely a woman with pride, but...
Wallace looks genuinely uncomfortable, even allowing himself to fidget a bit. It's not much, barely noticeable, but for someone like him, it's like a night and day change.
Anyway, that's all I've got. I'll get out of your hair now. Sorry to keep you.
Yeah. Thanks for letting me leech off your conversation, Olive. It's been... interesting.
Watching Wallace try to piece together the puzzle in his head feels surreal. He's never been easy to read before now, though I'm sure he still wouldn't be open to talk about it, even if I offered. Haley is just always on her mind, so every scene is a Haley scene. She just has that much aura. So true. See, if you think about it and you feel deep within your heart, you can feel Haley's aura in every single scene in the entire visual novel, even on the home screen.
Yeah, no problem. See you two later, okay?
Sure thing. Good luck on your... whatever you're going to be doing.
Thanks. With a nod, Haley and I start moving again. Me towards the stairs, Haley to the art club room. Wallace stands motionless, deep in thought until he's no longer in view. Ooh, what's he plotting? What's he thinking? What's he wanting to do? 1 week later.
Cross-hatching, right?
Yep. Now what's a fugitive color?
One that's on the run. I'm sorry, that was terrible.
A color that changes over time when exposed to various elements.
Right again. Okay, so how about...
Does that just say oof? Is that... Oh, that's incredible. Yep, big oof. You know what? Fair enough. I deserve that. Caprice continues to flip through the textbooks as we walk the halls to the art room, stopping on random pages without much concern for rhyme or reason. With each pause comes a question, and as soon as I answer one, another is already ready to take its place. Today was a quiz day. I didn't do as well as I'd hoped I would, a fact that must have been pretty obvious with how quick Caprice was to console me after class, before getting right into her impromptu study session.
And what creature has the thickest fur of all known mammals?
Hang on. I'm gonna guess it's... Is it gonna be a marine life animal? Because that's what she studies? Or do I go with like an answer that I'm... like, because like in my brain I'm like, it's probably like a bear, right? Like a polar bear or something? I was gonna ask y'all for guesses, but I'm pretty sure y'all have already read this before I would know the answer. So we'll just see what it is. I'm putting my thoughts in with polar bears.
I refuse to believe you're still pulling questions from that book.
Mammoth? I don't remember. Well, I didn't even think about doing like prehistoric one, like not prehistoric, like ones from like the Ice Age and extinct mammals. I feel like if mammoths were countable, I feel like that'd be a good guess.
Just seeing if you were paying attention. Okay, now.
Wait, are we not gonna get an answer? Are we? I don't remember either. Hang on. Well, hang on. Social possum. What's y'all's guesses then? Hang on. Well, the question was, what mammal? I'm looking this up. What mammals have the thickest fur? Oh my gosh, I should have guessed this. Hang on, has the thickest fur of all known mammals. Yeah, it was otters. It's otters. I should have guessed. So yeah, not whale sharks. Oh, fur lamau. Yeah, wait, what were you thinking there? What were you thinking, Tracy? Because the thickest skin. Oh, yeah, no, it was about fur. And again, we should have guessed otters. It was so yeah, no, possum, you got it. You nailed it. The last thing I normally want to do after underperforming in a test would be to jump immediately back into this. But something about Caprice's energy makes it bearable. If it weren't for the stress surrounding the situation, you could maybe even call it sort of fun. It takes a special sort of someone to successfully distract from a test by bombarding you with study prep, but Caprice manages to find a way. Nevertheless, one of her questions manages to drag me back to reality.
Who has brown hair, blue eyes, and desperately looks like she needs a nap?
Alright, what's your guys' guesses for this one? What's everyone thinking? I was gonna say Allison, but Allison doesn't have brown hair. Yeah, I was gonna say Haley. Haley? Haley? Haley, my beloved. Me if I had blue eyes. That's sort of like, oh, what's the stupid joke? Like, what's green and has wheels? Yeah, what's green and has wheels? Grass. I lied about the wheels. Like that kind of joke. Every scene really is the Haley scene. No, for real. We're getting so spoiled right now. It takes a couple seconds for me to realize Caprice has stopped walking alongside me. Oh my gosh, hey Haley, how's it going? We were just talking with you. Oh my gosh, how's it been? After a quick swivel, I find my tutor smiling wide at her orange-clad friend, leaning casually against the wall, all but lost in the crowd of students. OMG, hi, I missed you. I'm glad we all missed her. We all missed her so much in the intervening 10 seconds between the last time we saw her.
Haley.
Got it in one.
She finishes her greeting with a small yawn and a half-hearted wave.
You look how I feel.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You should be super happy now that Haley's here. I try to smile as I retrace my last couple of steps to join the two again. It's coming a lot less. Wait, HHH. Hang on, how do we make this an acronym? Because I was gonna think of like we could cut some words like the non-important ones like United States of America. You don't put the of into the acronym. So how do you make HHH work? Happy Haley here. I don't know. That doesn't sound right. Anyways, probably shouldn't waste time on that. It was just a dumb thought that came into my head of like, wait, all of those start with H's. We could do something with this. It's coming a lot less naturally to me than it was a few minutes ago.
Could have fooled me with how you two were practically skipping through the hall together. Classes have been running me ragged.
What? No, whoa. Caprice, listen, I know you have a lot of energy, but chill. You don't need to skip ahead of through your own dialogue.
Ollie passed the test today.
Her grin is so sincere and tone is so earnest that it almost makes me forget about the actual score.
Oh, is that so? Congrats, Ollie.
There's the despair kicking in. I feel my face grow more red and wider, the wider Haley's smirk gets.
Barely passing. It was just a 7 out of 10.
Sounds like a pass to me.
That's what I was telling them. As a matter of fact, I've been throwing questions at Olive ever since we got out of class, and they haven't missed a beat this entire time.
Caprice grabs my shoulder with her free hand, shaking me with a proud smile across her face. I want nothing more than to disappear while I wait another one-liner from Haley, but it never comes.
Glad to hear things have been going well for you, even if you don't think they have. Almost there.
Oh, so supportive. I haven't become numb to Caprice's praise and optimism. If anything, time spent with her has only shown me how sincere all of it is. Even still, hearing her thoughts echoed by someone else strengthens the warmth in my chest.
Thanks.
I feel Caprice's grasp on my shoulder tighten for just a moment before she releases me. Stop, stop.
You gonna survive the rest of the day, Haley?
If we weren't so close to going home, I don't know if I'd be able to answer that.
Don't fall asleep on me just yet. We've still got a meeting to get through.
Hi, Billy. I wanted to say it before you start saying anything, but I also didn't want to cut you off. Hi, Billy. How's it going? The second surprise guest of the afternoon elicits a grimace out of Haley as she strolls up, though I'm not entirely positive it's because of the friendly ribbing. Caprice, in contrast, stiffens her back, her smile dampening just a touch.
Millie, hey.
Good afternoon, you two. Managing to keep your head above water, Olive?
I already hate being singled out as it is, let alone when I'm transparently being used to deflect attention away from Caprice.
Just barely.
That's such a relief to hear. I've been worried for you.
There's nothing to worry about. I'm gonna pull Ollie across the finish line if it's the last thing I do.
I'm sure you will.
Why'd you say it like that? Why'd you say about it like that, though? Something about how Millie says that feels like a jab, even if the words themselves are completely tame. The mood in the hall shifts. Red rises to Caprice's cheeks as her hands start to curl into fists.
How am I supposed to take that, exactly?
What do you mean?
Well, you just said. You meant something by that, obviously.
Oh, guys, please don't fight.
I think you're reading into things a little too much.
Oh, really? Ollie, what do you think?
Good luck. Oh no, I thought my days of being put in the middle of this were behind me. The cold sweat at the back of my neck starting to irritate. I adjust my collar as Millie turns to me directly.
I felt a little passive-aggressive.
Alright, I can see that.
She turns to Caprice, closing her eyes tightly before looking at her evenly. I dare to sigh in relief when the pressure is off me, and at Millie's mature response.
I'll be direct then. You drag people around whether they like it or not. At least it's good for something.
Stop. That was such a rude thing to say.
That said, Olive, if she's ever being too much, you need to tell her directly. Several times.
Olive, stand up for your girl. Come on.
Are you really still mad about that? Well, sorry for committing the crime of double-checking if you didn't want to go to the dress fitting. Guess I'm just the worst.
You asked me 15 times.
'Cause we kept rescheduling for you!
And you won't take a hint.
I feel a hole in my stomach as they glare at each other, their icy back and forth quickly becoming a full-on argument. I keep finding myself thinking I can help some way or another by speaking up, but every time it backfires. Oh, please come save me. Haley, having sensed the coming storm, tugs at my arms as she worms her way past her friends. Get Olive out of there.
I forgot something in the music room. You free to help carry some stuff?
I glance at Caprice, who doesn't even seem to notice me. I turn back to Haley. After a wordless nod, she lets go of my arm and starts leading me down the hall, never turning back to make sure I'm following behind her.
You scared them away!
It's little wonder they left us, what with you all stanced up like that.
Olive would never!
With a dull thud, the door to the music room closes. After the hustle and bustle of the crowds right outside, the silence feels especially eerie.
It's quiet.
Ironic, right?
You didn't forget anything in here.
Olive, come on. That was obviously just to get you both out of there. Come on.
Clever. Even if I did, the actual classroom is locked up back there. I wouldn't be getting it till tomorrow anyway.
The music room? Oh, get some music room hype up in the chat. She gives a small nod towards the locked doors to the side. I was wondering why this place felt so sparse.
So, did you want to talk, or?
Nope, not really. Just thought I'd do you a favor and save you from the worst of it, since I was going to be leaving anyway.
Haley's room. Listen, the hardcore Haley fans know what I'm excited about. Was that a call out? Because I am a hardcore Haley fan, and listen, I just don't get it. Because granted, haven't played yet, haven't seen this room at all up until this point, so it makes sense.
Oh.
I'm still feeling a little shaken at watching, but buy the physical edition of the game. I do need to do that, huh? Is there something to do? Oh, is there like a little bonus story inside of it or something to do with this room? Is that what it's about? But Haley, I'm feeling a little shaken at watching those two start it off. But Haley seems totally nonplussed about the issue as she picks a wall to lean on, closing her eyes to focus on her music.
One of them will come around to pick us up for the clubs once they get it out of their system. Make yourself comfortable.
Despite her invitation, I just stand awkwardly in the middle of the room, not quite sure what to do with myself. I debate making my way back to the pair, but leaving Haley here feels inappropriate, especially after Haley saves you. And it is Haley, and that would be awful. Oh, I forgot about that. A bonus story in the booklet. Yeah, that I definitely need to get it. Because I got the one for Please Be Happy, and it's such a cute little, it's such a nice little story in there, so I definitely want to pick that up then, especially if it's about Haley. Instead, I figure I can at least try to spark up a conversation. Surely it can't blow up in my face again so quickly. Besides, if she doesn't want to talk, she just won't respond. Or that's what I tell myself to justify this as I open my mouth to speak.
Are they like this at home too?
Her shrug is immediate, so at least I'm not totally being totally disregarded. Even still, it takes a few moments for her to find the words to respond properly.
It comes and goes. It'll build up to a small shouting match, and then they'll be mostly okay with each other the day after.
That doesn't sound healthy.
No, that sounds so good. Mm-hmm.
I know. They know too, probably.
Then why keep going through the cycle?
I get it. The muffled music from her headphones fades as she finds a way to answer my question. It's not long after that she pulls them from her ears, entirely placing them around her neck once again with a small sigh.
Because they don't really have any other choice, their situation being what it is.
Haley's tone is deadpan at the best of times, but it's hard not to notice the tinge of sadness to her now.
You look how I feel.
It took her making a joke out of it for me to notice my own frown. It's one I've worn several times before, but about this exact subject. Want to know what the little story is about? I was told before buying it by Theo themselves, so it should be okay. Yeah, I'm down to hear what it's about. Originally, it was because their argument made things messy and complicated, when all I wanted was some help. Now, though...
Are you going to tell me what it is?
If Caprice hasn't told you, you know I can't. Girl code.
I mean, but that's just being polite. Like, you know, you shouldn't be going around spreading, like, people's deep secrets and all their background history to people, you know? Like, that's just being cordial. That's just being polite.
You just have to believe me when I say they can't really change what's going on. Even if they could, it'd only make things worse.
From an outside perspective, it just sounds like you've given up on things getting better.
It's not like I haven't tried. I wouldn't be sharing a room with Heather 2 days a week by choice if I didn't think it'd help Millie out.
Haley sneers as Heather names leaves her lips, adding emphasis to her already crystal clear point. I want to see a scene with those two talking. It's about how Haley and Millie... It's about how Haley met Millie and Caprice. That's awesome. Because I've actually been wondering about, like, if we're actually going to get, like, more explanation for that. Because, like, obviously it's not, like, super vital to the story, but it's like, I would like to know how all this happened, you know? So that sounds pretty cool. My head hurts a bit from all the secrecy, but one thing is pretty clear. They're still living together. They're still trying, so...
If they're both willing to try to reconcile most days, they'll be able to figure it out eventually, right? vague in cryptic situations or not.
It's only after getting a look at the faint hint of surprise on Haley's face that I paused and stopped myself, not realizing how far I pushed myself out of my comfort zone until I was already well outside its boundaries.
That almost sounded optimistic. Where do you pick that habit up?
It's hard to not be a little optimistic being around Caprice so much. I know the answer to that question, but I can't find myself to say her name aloud. All I can do is avert my eyes and scratch on my cheek. Haley seems to take that as sufficient response as a cat-like grin spreads on her face. I'm not sure if that makes things better or worse.
Don't know.
Well, it suits you.
Worse. Definitely worse. It also shows what Haley looked like before, and I just love her in every iteration. Wait, we get a new design for Haley? Do we also get a new design for, like, Caprice and Millie? Because if so, that's so cool. That's so cool. Before we can stew in this awkwardness for too long, the door opens behind us. In its frame stands Caprice, looking like a deer caught in the headlights as Haley and I turn to her. I mean, it's technically an old design. Okay, but like a different design. I guess I should say just a different design. I love Haley so much. Just know you'll love it. I'm sure I will. Because, like, I want everyone to know the Haley love isn't like a bit or anything. I do, like, I have two twofold acrylics right now. One is of Millie, and the other one is of Haley. The Haley love is so real here, so I do really want that. Oh yeah, I'm being 100% genuine. No, I'm sure everyone else is. I just want to emphasize that I also am. Like, no part of this is like a bit to just be like, haha, guys, like, look, I also love Haley, like, anything like that. Like, no, the love is real. Based. Thank you. Thank you.
You two are still here. Good. Olive, you ready to head over to the club?
There's little energy in her voice as she gets the words out. I find myself wishing she called me Ollie. Oh.
Sure. Is everything okay?
Huh? Oh, yeah. We worked it all out. Just a bad misunderstanding in the end. No need to worry about us. We gotta focus on you.
As soon as she's called out, she's quick to throw her mask back on, her tone springing to life and a smile spreading across her face. She's given me this expression so many times before. It always feels sincere, but not this time. I join her by the door, turning to look at Haley once I'm at Caprice's side.
You gonna be good?
Yeah, I'll start heading over to the writing room in a sec. You two go on ahead.
Okay. Have fun over there. Tell Millie I said hi.
You said hi to her not even 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, but another one needs to be said.
Yeah, well, I think she appreciates it more when it comes from you.
Oh, that hurt. Her smile doesn't waver, but her tone definitely does. One look at Haley's face tells me we're on the same page.
All right. See you.
And with that, Caprice ushers me out the door and closes it behind us, leaving Haley alone in the room. Hey, Dark, I want to get for the night. Thank you for the stream. How would you prefer I contact you regarding WNB? Do you have... I'm guessing you have, like, Discord, right? If you do... Or I guess you could just... are you on the Studio Lawn Discord? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. If you're on the Studio Lawn Discord, then we could definitely do it there. Or if you have, like, Twitter or Blue Sky, we can just link those really quick, because I need to add Blue Sky also to the bio. But I could, like, link one of those, and you should be able to DM me there. So whichever one, like, kind of works best for you, I'm okay to do that route to do it, essentially. Thank you. Yeah, because it's really just, like, whichever one you would prefer, because I'm good either way. Twitter is removing DMs soon, by the way. What? Come on, Elon. What are you doing? Oh, why? What is the benefit of removing DMs? Is this true? Hang on. This has got to be like a really late April Fool's. Why is Twitter getting rid of DMs? Users are constantly being inundated with spam messages. Wait, oh. Since Musk's takeover at the company, users are constantly being inundated with spam messages from bots and hacked accounts. Excuse me, sorry, I had to take a little burp. Oh, well, there is a thing saying X's DM feature is getting rebranded as XChat. That's so stupid. Why? Okay, I'll message you on Discord, assuming your name is the same on Discord. Let me whisper to you my Discord. Hang on, let me do that really quick. Direct messages. Oh. Oh. I just whispered to you. Are you Rowley on the Alon server? Is that you? The one who just messaged me? I probably shouldn't have said the name, but I also didn't say all of it. Yep, okay. Then I will accept that and accept request. Awesome. Thank you so much. I look forward to it. It looks really good. So I really look forward to playing it. Thank you so much. And I hope that you have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah, good night. Sleep well. Have a great rest of your night. Also, Tracy, I love the scuffed drawings you sent me of the refs of the OCs. They look so good. Caprice has written on the whiteboard, big final project.
Listen, this is make or break. Your big moment.
Sorry I did that so loud. That was genuinely like, just like a brain kind of turning off thing while I was listening to Caprice talk. The energy she's putting on display now, it's hard not to see it as at least partially forced given the circumstances. Maybe I'm just overthinking it though, since the others haven't seemed to notice, or if they have, they haven't said anything about it. The rest of the club is gathered around for the discussion. I have the same feeling I get from mock meetings in my intro to business classes.
We're going to make sure Olive makes the best piece they can make and ace the class!
I don't think we should make the big moment just about me.
I'm not even sure it's necessary at this point. I've done everything I can do to pad my grade before the final, to varying degrees of success. All that's really left to do is put pen to paper. Seeing Caprice so enthusiastic about this is enough reason for me to let this play out. Even if she's forcing it a little, seeing her back in her element comes as a relief.
Every moment is a big moment. Next question.
Allison raises her hand, a strange concept in this art club.
Well, I was thinking. I'm not sure what you've covered in art class, but since Olive has been mostly learning with pencil, I think doing something with graphite or charcoal would be best.
Ooh, Allie's already taking initiative with ideas. I like to hear it.
She writes pencil in a bullet point on the board, grinning as she underlines it a few times.
Sticking with what you know is probably your best bet, yeah. That still leaves the matter of what you're actually going to be drawing.
We'll figure it out together.
I can help bounce some ideas around, sure.
So let's discuss this. Olive, what is it you want to do?
I don't actually know.
I've known for a while, at least the broad strokes. It's not something I really want to talk about, though. Again, Caprice, it's a secret. You won't reveal yours, they won't reveal theirs.
You've had all semester to think of something.
The regret I'm feeling over not trying to de-escalate this meeting at the start continues to grow by the second.
I'm aware.
It's okay. Why don't you take some time to think about it? We don't have to decide on anything today.
Caprice sighs with a flourish, then adds the second bullet point. Subject, TBD.
Fine. But let's discuss the other topic. Historical influences.
I'm glad we're off that line of questioning, even if this new one fills me with a different kind of dread.
I barely know anything about that stuff. You saw how I did on my quiz.
You're back on that again? You did fine! You passed! That means you know some things!
How did you do on your quiz?
70%.
Eileen, come on. Don't be mean to them. Praise, praise.
Which is a C! Better than passing!
There are some things you just can't force optimism about.
Okay. Wallace, take out your laptop.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't call me that.
Whether unable to come up with a retort quick enough or just content to leave the conversation there, Wallace quietly nods and begins to do as he was asked.
We're going to cram as much of this stuff into your skull as we can today. Apply it to your project later.
Despite her choice of words, her actual tone is more like a high school teacher's. I'm honestly not sure how much of the stuff we talked about today will help with my final, though I did pick up bits and pieces that I'd like to look into more than anything. The company is what I appreciated the most. It's been a long semester, but these 4 have made it go by a lot faster. I still feel like an outsider a lot of the time, and their personalities definitely seem to clash in a lot of ways, but I can't say it hasn't been fun. This will be the last meeting before I turn in my final, and I feel like I've let them down I'll feel like I've let them down if I don't pull through after the help they've given me. Why do you keep doing that, Gabe? Hang on. We gotta go. Only one path forward now. After what feels like an long hour of circular discussions, people start packing their things and saying their goodbyes for the day, leaving Caprice and I alone together. As is the norm, she only begins packing her things away once the rest of the club is out the door, but this time she stops herself after shoving a few stray pieces of paper away.
Ollie?
Yee?
What's up?
Are you working tonight by any chance?
I thought I couldn't feel any more nervous than I am about my final, but Caprice once again makes the impossible possible.
No, I have the night free. Why?
The building's open all evening for night classes, so we can leave whenever. Do you want to study or go over your final a bit more, maybe?
I find myself at a crossroads. Honestly speaking, after the last few hours, I don't know if I'm mentally capable of enduring any more academics for the day. On the other hand, well, I could think of worse ways to spend my evening. Oh, look at them smile. That's so cute. I'm not sure if there's an obvious tell on my face or if my pause lasted just a moment too long, but when I turn my focus back to Caprice, she looks unusually panicked.
Never mind. I know you're busy and it's been a long day. Of course you don't want to be quizzed anymore today. You should go home and...
Okay, it was just the pause. Good. Great.
No, I was just thinking about how nervous I was about things still, and how some extra studying would be good. I'll take up your offer, assuming it's still open.
It's open.
Needing no further affirmation, she joins me in sitting at the edge of the table. She reaches behind her to grab my textbook, poring over its contents.
I appreciate you doing this.
Her eyes, once wide as they could be as she furiously skimmed through the pages, closes slightly.
I haven't been doing enough. I'm just trying to make up for lost time is all.
I remember her apologizing for this before. Is it still bugging her that much? Maybe she's picked up on some bad habits from me. All I can do is sigh.
You've helped a lot.
I promised you more than a lot.
She reaches across me and grabs a piece of paper and a pencil, jotting down questions as she continues to protest my assurances.
I'm sorry for being so negative about the class all the time. I know I've been doing fine. It's just easier to see the glass as half empty, I guess.
I know. That's why I'm so confident in you, and why I feel so bad.
I want her to elaborate so badly, but for whatever reason, I just can't bring myself to ask her outright. Thankfully, she seems to get the picture as she pulls her eyes up away from the text and to face me.
You shouldn't have to feel so stressed out about this. I just feel like if I did more... I don't know, if I didn't push you on to the rest of the club as often as I did, you wouldn't be so worried. Maybe you'd have done better on the quiz, and maybe not. But I wanted you to feel prepared going into this with me, and I didn't follow through.
That's not...
But... the fact that you feel like your back is against the corner, that you feel hopeless, as awful as that is, the fact that you're still doing everything you can to rise above it is amazing. When it feels like there's nowhere for you to go, it's so easy to feel like giving up and letting whatever happens happen. I can speak from experience there, a lot more than usual lately, actually.
She lightly taps the pencil on the desk as her eyes drift downwards for a moment before darting back up. Oh, she just like me for real. Me when talking with my bestie, I'm very much in love with her. Wait, do you mean in love with Caprice or in love with your bestie? Wait, that changes the context.
But you never let that happen. Heck,
With
you've
my
technically
bestie,
got
well,
more
okay,
time logged in
okay.
the club this semester than I do. That's sort of embarrassing. You're more reliable than I am.
She chuckles a bit as she brushes some hair out of her eyes. This feels like the best time to respond, but I'm left totally speechless.
It was only
Oh,
ever
wait.
like that because I didn't want to let.
Still, I'm desperate to not leave an awkward pause hanging in the air, so I grab at the first thought that comes to mind. It was only ever like that because I didn't want to let people down. Mom, you, I don't think I'd have the willpower to go on if it was just personal motivation.
That's okay. There's no shame in relying on the people who love you, even if it's just as motivation in the back of your mind. The point is that you got here in the end.
Wait, Caprice, did you just admit to loving Olive? Ooh. She smiles her usual smile, and I'm quick to return it. Suddenly, however, Caprice shifts her eyes back to the book and the paper she'd been scribbling on, her body visibly tensing up.
I meant loved ones. Like, you know, your mom and stuff.
She knows, ... she knows. As cold as the weather has been getting lately, it pales in comparison to the feel of the shiver going down my spine.
Yeah, don't worry. I got what you meant.
Anyway, question 1.
Oh, they're so great together. They're awesome. I can't. And that's all this entire nothing yet silly ironies. 2 weeks later, that's like all this stream has been with what we've been reading. Like, yeah, we had the fight in there, but outside of that, it's just been like, all right, how much can we make them be adorable together? That's what this entire part's gonna be about. And you know what? It's working real well. I love how fluffy they are. No, for real. It's so good. It's so cute. But I think with that being said, that's going to be a good spot to end for the night. I feel like we got a lot done tonight. It was a great time. You like my Pokemon fic? Well, no, exactly. That's why I was saying you don't need to worry about it being like all cutesy and stuff like that, is because I love that. As long as it's like well done. Like if it's like forced and the characters aren't like actually like cute together, but you're trying to be like, look how cute they are together, then it's like painful. But like if there's actually like good chemistry there, if they're actually like fun to watch, and they're actually cute, then I love it. I eat that stuff up. It's so good. It's so good. Thanks for the stream. That was fun. No, that was a ton of fun. I had a great time doing that. It's comparable to STH quality in my opinion. Okay, so then it's gonna be good then. It's gonna be good. But yeah. Next time, tomorrow, we're going to be doing some more Undertale, most likely finishing the Pacifist run, unless I just get my face completely kicked in, which honestly, I shouldn't be saying this. Thanks for the stream. Thank you so much for being here, Possum. I really appreciate it. It's good talking with you. But I shouldn't be saying this because every single time I get confident, I lose. I feel good. After not losing to Muffet a single time, beating it first try, I'm like, okay, I think I got this. I think we can do good. So that was a huge confidence booster. Granted, that also came after losing to Undyne. Like, what was it, like 6-7 times? It was a good. I think it was 5. I think it was 5 times because then we just went and got items and then it was good. But yeah, no. So I shouldn't be feeling confident, but I am. So that's going to be the plan, is that we'll be finishing the Pacifist run tomorrow. And then, yeah, next week we'll be obviously back to do more of this on Wednesday. So I look forward to that. But yeah, with all of that being said, I'll see all you beautiful people in the next one. Bye-bye!